So, y'all listen. I figured I would come in here and we gonna get it in on coon ass Steve Harvey and coon ass Rickey Smiley. Now, um, we gonna talk about this. I mean, some of us understand what's going on out here. This happens really every time there's an election season that they have these, entertainers and shit out here supposedly representing black people, supposed to be representing our best interests. All they are Democratic shields. This is all they are. This is all they have been. This is all they'll ever be. Because I did not fully announce this, I'm gonna give people a little time to get in here. I'm gonna come on camera. We gonna get it in. Mad love to everybody that comes in. Hit that like button on your way in. I'm gonna play me a little music just to give people a little time. We're not going to give them a lot of time, okay? We're not going to give them a lot. We're going to give them a little bit, and then we're going to get right into the work. Yeah. Summertime. These are the real surprise. That shit DJ shit make me feel that shit. Yeah. When the streets get wet, let's celebrate it. Pull small, rich, melanated, and educated. I'm on a new level like a moving elevator. When I jumped in, I levitated like Elgin Baylor. Imagine I'm finding me, I'm somewhere I can find a friend. I felt like chains in a giant peach. Hesitant, strange, I question the thinking like, why me? Like a shooter and game like I'm Kyrie, and I can put you on some game that's been around for centuries. You see the same people on your way down eventually. I'll admit me, they're moving like they helped me get me. I made that powder kangaroo drop like I'm out in Sydney. When they ask me how I feel, I tell them much better. I'ma be up level somewhere when the dust settles. It's over the crowd, and the crowd, what's your looking around? Thinking, who the fuck I'ma pass now? I'm getting high. Like some panel figure. You know what it's like. You know what it's like. You know what feed the streets. So natural here is these words will lift your spirit. How many people change the world with a mic and a book of lyrics? I left them popular intended, I left my blocks in the spirit. And I heard that I caused my people was mine to wear it. I know it being higher, but more flames spark fire. It's my dog writing letters back from all-nighter. Nobody goes right for a rapper and don't like I like cold plastic in his spaceship. I'm man or a cold title. When you double back, they do it unexpected. They so silent, they pray on you, but when you the oppressor, no violent, you buy it, double check. Trust, that's a humble flex. Anybody that just put me in front of in trouble next. I'm a ball, so all of my soul be double pressed. I'm like a cop, no way out, so I'm building a tunnel next. I'm surrounded by your sheep, that don't make you liars. It only make you liars. Let me take you higher. Okay. Okay. How I'm sounding? Everything sounding clear? Let me come on camera and make sure I'm clear in the camera too. Are we good? Y'all let me know. How is everything sounding? Cool. Everything looking okay? Y'all let me know in the comment section before we get started here. Let me know if everything is good. How we sounding? Mad love to everybody that's here. Everybody's going to be coming. Everybody's going to be watching the playback. Y'all hit that like button for me. On y'all's way in. Now listen. First and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all already know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. Okay? Let's get that out the way. Now, some of you have been seeing the, I guess, footage of Steve Harvey. His was a little bit ways back. Rickey Smiley, he broke down into tears maybe about a week ago, and I'm a little bit late to the party, a little bit late to talking about this, but I wanted to talk about this because in talking about them, it opens up more of this conversation about Kamala Harris. I was told I was saying her name wrong. Like, I even saw I think it was Michael, Eric Dyson, he was on the show. Somebody was saying some white bitch was sitting around talking about Kamala, and he was like, well, say her name right. That bitch was like, I call her whatever the fuck I want. And he was like, well, wait a minute, bitch. It's a little racist, like how you coming up. So, Kamala, if this is where people are going to be this petty with this hoe's name, we'll say Kamala, okay? I just, whatever. whatever people want to do, okay? But we are going to talk about this. It opens up the conversation in this political space where this is the conversation. Every day, everybody's talking politics. Every day, people are being misled. People are being given false information. People are creating an idea and an illusion about what American 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up. Incorporated politics really is. There's an illusion going on here, okay? We're going to start with Steve Harvey. Now, I'm not going to play the entire Steve Harvey clip. I just want to focus in on 1 minute of this clip. I just want to focus in on 1 minute. Now, again, this is a little older. Steve is having a conversation with Kamala, and I just want to play this little piece. And I may pause it just to deal with what's being said because black people are told usually to accept pretty much anything. And this has been Steve Harvey's message. If you remember when he was talking to Monique, when he had her on his show, I think it was a few years ago now, we's black out here. This coon ass nigga. This is his overall, this is his attitude. We's black out here. We got to do this. We got to do that. Well, those sentiments are real to him. And as he's talking to and having this conversation with Kamala, and he's not asking her what would be considered hard-hitting questions, well, he has something to say about people saying he's not asking hard-hitting questions. Let's hear him out.
Ain't that funny? Yeah. Look, I've been reading this paper because I got to stay to the. I got a headache trying to stay on course. So just let me go off this paper for a minute. Before y'all start calling my radio show and DMing me, talking about why you ain't asked no hard-hitting questions, that ain't what this is. I'm throwing a lob. This is the alley-oop for a dunk because this administration needs to get the word out of what they're actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing so we can stop all this foolishness about what you do.
Now, let me just pause it right here to say this. Like, if it's supposed to be about what this administration is doing and what they've accomplished, then wouldn't you be asking hard-hitting questions? Or are you a Democratic shield and it doesn't matter what her policies are? It doesn't matter what the administration has been doing. You're going to be in support and you're going to be guilting black people into supporting her. Or not just black people, of course, Democrats all across the board, but black people in particular, this is what this is targeted to. Wouldn't you be asking hard-hitting questions if we're trying to figure out what she's about, what the administration is about? Coon-ass niggas.
Doing to black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it just for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is.
I can't stand this logic. I don't like when people express this. Like, y'all know what this is. Basically, America racist as fucking as opposed to, he won't say that, though. He'll talk about how the game has to be played, how black people she can't come out here and have no black agenda for you niggas and get in the White House. That's impossible to do. But then why then are you telling black people to vote for her? That doesn't make any sense. If the black vote, okay, when using this moniker of the black vote, if that's real, if that's really what the situation is, if that's really what they're going for, then why then can she not, or no one, obviously or apparently, because it's the same excuse they gave Obama. Well, he not just black people's president. Well, that's the excuse they're gonna give. Now they'll run him as the first black president. They'll run Kamala as the first black woman president. But then when it comes to blackness, when it comes to looking out for black people, y'all can't expect them to do all of that. I'll go back a little bit so y'all can actually hear him clearly here.
Actually doing and what they're actually accomplishing. So we can stop all this foolishness about what you're doing to black people. Can't nobody come out with no agenda and call it just for black people and expect to get in the White House. You got to play the game different. Y'all know what this is. So now this next question is another law for her to do. Because they have done a lot, man. But we see, I'm on this radio show and I'm hearing all these people talking about, I'm not voting if they're not doing nothing for us. Listen to me. If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how are we going to ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power.
Listen, this is now listen to this motherfucker. Listen to his logic. His logic dictates, or his logic is saying, well, if you do not vote this time, then you can't ask for nothing next time. Regardless of what everybody says, black people vote. And in particular, black people vote Democrat in a large number and have been for decades. What are you talking about next time? Black people are the only people that have to accept getting everything pushed down the line. Everything for us is coming, y'all. It's coming, y'all. That's how you talk to us. Everybody else gonna get what they gonna get now. Everybody else. Now, mind you, there are people in the audience, niggas just out there. Yes, we must continue to wait. This is what we're always told to do. Wait. We've been voting Democrat for decades. What are you talking about, Steve? What next time are you referring to? What the fuck do you mean? Like, what the fuck? Like, we supposed to accept it? Let me go back a little bit so I can hear it a little bit. Go back a little bit. I'm going to let him finish.
If you do not vote, the analytics will show. They know how many women vote, they know the age you are when you vote. If we don't vote, how are we going to ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparation and you don't vote.
Now, listen to that logic. Now, here's the thing. You know, hearing somebody say, ain't nobody gonna give you no reparations if you don't vote. That ain't got it. The fact that they have not given reparations to black people has nothing to do with voting at all. The so-called Jews did not vote to get reparations. The Japanese did not vote to get reparations. They even sent reparations to Italy before, historically speaking. They've even been giving reparations to Italy based on something that happened to some Italian white men that happened to them here. They've even paid them off. Nobody voted for reparation. Nobody was using their would-be voting power for reparation. That's a debt owed. That has nothing to do with voting. But now, people like Steve Harvey, and I've heard other people say this type of shit too. Well, if you don't vote, then you don't even deserve reparations. What the fuck do you mean? Reparations has nothing to do with voting at all. Reparations is about the fact that through chattel slavery, this country made billions. Okay? It has nothing. Before we were even allowed to vote, we didn't get the right to vote till what, 64, 65? So what the fuck does voting have to do with reparations? Only black people have to accept this bottom tier, bottom level bullshit. And what makes it even worse, what makes matters worse, is that black people like Steve Harvey will get on motherfucking live national stage and castigate black people and shame black people with this type of rhetoric. It's disgusting. Nobody voted to get reparations. They got nothing to do with anything. So what the fuck is he even talking about? It's disgusting.
Well, you think they finna give us some money? No, man, I hope they do. They owe us. I know that.
If you know they owe us, then what the fuck are you? See, but I'm not gonna get. If you can say they owe us, then what the fuck does the voting have to do with anything? Voting has not been a path to freedom. It has not been a path to power. It has not been a path to liberation for black people in any type of way. It doesn't have anything to do with reparations. If you know they owe us, then stand on that. That's what you should have been saying. But since you're a fucking coon, and coons like to convolute conversations, coons like to mix in a bunch of bullshit. Now here you go saying we don't deserve reparations if we don't vote. And then he turns around the other side of his coon ass mouth, he gonna say, well, they owe us. Like everybody out there laughing like it's some kind of goddamn joke or something. There's nothing funny about this. There's nothing funny about this at all. And we allow for ourselves to be played like this at all times. If you can sit here in front of her and say they owe us, well, she is part of the they. Like at this point, she's the vice president. She's a part of the they. And she said specifically that she was doing nothing for black people in any type of way. She's already said that. Let me go back a little bit. I'll let this motherfucker. Right. It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
If we don't vote, how we gonna ask for something next time? If you ain't got no voting power, you talking about reparations. Ain't nobody finna give you no reparations and you don't vote. Well, you think they finna give us some money? No, man. I hope they do. They owe us. I go down there.
Her just cackling like she always doing.
I'm sorry. Madam,
Let me just listen to her just laughing like it's some kind of goddamn game, like it's some kind of motherfucking joke. We aren't taken serious. Hold on, let me come back to y'all. This is the contribution that Steve Harvey has to the conversation. Him and other rich, well-off, well-to-do black people will sit around and laugh. Well, I go down there. They owe us. I go down there. If they start giving it out, I go down there and get it. But I'm not willing to fight for it. I'm not willing to even use my voice and my platform to stand on the fact that they do owe us. He won't even do that. He's a coon. You can't get the what y'all black people expect if you don't vote. When he knows damn well black people vote. What the fuck do you mean? Black people voted for not only Obama, any Democrat, in any Democratic election, black people do vote. Why the fuck do y'all keep talking to black people like this? It's disgusting. It should be looked at as a sign of disrespect, but instead, Kamala sitting there cackling like he's fucking funny. There's nothing funny about the trillions of dollars that this government and the entire America, 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. There's nothing funny about the money they owe us. Nothing funny about that. At all. It's not a joking manner. But she's sitting there laughing. He's making the jokes. Everybody in the crowd laughing. Everybody clapping for what he's saying. It's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. Steve Harvey does not represent me. Nor does he represent black men like me. It's the same black man that runs around doing these respectability politics. Tuck your blackness in. You can't be black and go into the White House. At one point, it was, we's black out here, Monique. You got to move different. At one point before that, he was, let's cut black boys and black men. Let's cut y'all's hair because the problem is that y'all growing y'all's hair. The problem is the hair. So we'll cut your hair off and maybe racism will go away if we just cut y'all's hair. This is that Steve Harvey. I don't fuck with him. He's a motherfucking coon. It is what it is. And you can hear it right here in our face. Right here. Now let's go deal with Rickey Smiley. Oh, grandmama ass nigga. Here go Rickey Smiley. Here's old coon ass. Let me go back to sharing the screen. Like, come on, yo. Yeah, Steve Harvey did say all this. I'm not making none of this up. Anything that I'm saying, Steve Harvey said it. Like, I don't come on here and lie to y'all. I don't call people coons for no reason. I don't call people coons because it's funny. A lot of people think I do that. They think I call people coons as a matter of disrespect. Okay? The way I use the word coon is a matter of the same way if you go to a doctor and the doctor tell you you got colon cancer. Okay? Oh, maybe not colon. We'll come back. Like you go to a doctor and you're diagnosed with something. Let's say you go in there and you got the fucking flu or whatever it is that you got. It's a diagnosis. I don't call people coons to be funny. I don't call people coons for it to be an insult. It's a diagnosis. That's what it is. they are behaving, moving like a coon, like a self-hating, cave worshiping coon. So I call people coons for that. It's not for comedy. Okay? It's not for me to put myself up on a pedestal. No, it's a diagnosis. You are a fucking coon. It would be the same as like the doctor would be like, well, you got coonitis. If coonitis makes niggas feel better, I don't know. But people will act like, well, you love calling people coons. No, I don't. Do you think I love this? Like, you confused if you think I love calling black people coons. No, I wish they would stop cooning. I would love that. I have to do the work. Some of us has done the work. The people that's over here just fuck with me, that we've done the work to stop cooning ourselves. Because I was once a coon myself. So this is not something I'm doing for fun. It's not something I love calling black people coons. That's something the coons say to try to deflect on what they being called out on. This is a coon tactic. But you love calling people coons. No, I don't. I hate it. I hate this is the state of the mind that we're in. Like it just is what it is. Okay? I don't like that. I don't like that we conduct ourselves this way at all. When I'm calling somebody a coon, and no matter how fiery and passionate I'm saying it, it breaks my heart. Because I know they chose that. You don't have to be that. And society even will show you that being a coon doesn't pan out in the long run. Being against your people doesn't pan out in the long run at all. Watch this. Let's get to Ricky. I'll leave like this. No, well, never mind. I'll switch it. I'll go down here like this. Okay. Let's do Ricky. Ricky's is a little bit longer. Okay. Ricky's is a little bit longer. Let's listen to Rickey Smiley, another coon, and actually a part of his career, which I said these motherfuckers can't represent me. Rickey Smiley ran around in a dress, dressed like an old woman to make people laugh for too many years. Well, hell, upon him doing it once, it was already too much for me, but he did that for too long. Okay? Much too long in his life to be able to come back and represent me in any type of way whatsoever. At all. Just another black man defending Kamala. So they claim black men aren't, well, no, there's some coons out here defending her and refusing to ask any hard questions. Listen to Rickey Smiley's coon ass logic.
On the Rickey Smiley Morning Show. All right, 24 minutes after the hour, y'all got the front page right here. Maria, good morning.
Here's what's happening in news. Vice President Kamala Harris and Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota held their first joint campaign rally together in Philadelphia. Kamala Harris.
Now, I'm going to be pausing this. We talked about this on my last live. When we did politics, I assumed that she was going to choose a white man. Okay? She picked up Tim Walz out of Minnesota. Okay? And people are apparently liking him. But she picked a white man. We knew she would. We knew she really didn't have a choice.
Harris praised Walz going down his list of titles from coach to congressman and even military veteran. She ended his introduction, Ricky, saying, in 91 days, the nation will know Coach Walz by another name, Vice President of the United States. Are you excited about Tim Walz? I already know.
Always.
What excites you the most about him?
Just that he's just a regular, like he reminds you of your high school principal. He reminds you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a national, not national, but to a.
Let me tell you something. Here's how I know they not like us. Now, this is what I can say about coons. This is where B123 coons, they not like us. There has not been one time in my life I've ever been excited about a white man. Not once. Not one time I've been excited about a white man. That's even when I was a coon. I wasn't excited about no white one. This man talking about he excited. What the fuck have Tim Walz done? Like, you're excited about a white man? How? When you know how white men act, especially in position of power, especially as it pertains to black people. You know this. You too old not to know this. Let me go back. You excited? Ew.
Your high school principal. He reminds you of your high school football coach, and he was a football coach that led his team to a national, not national, but to a state championship. And he is just awesome. He's for the people. He's standing up for women's rights, and he's a popular governor in the great state of Minnesota, which Trump won in 2016. That state was picked off by Joe Biden, and I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would.
Now, I want you to notice how Rickey Smiley said. Now, here's what he's giving himself away. He said, we. Okay? Rickey Smiley sees himself in the vein that a lot of people see themselves in when it comes to politics. They attach themselves to a party. He said, we gonna win Pennsylvania. We gonna win. Nick, like, what are you talking about? We? Let me go back so y'all can hear him. Now, pay attention to this. This is how Democratic shills talk. They sound like fans. If you take how Democratic shills or people who talk like the or Democrats, diehard Democrats, they sound like fanatics. They say we. They use words like our. They talk like this. Watch this.
And I think we'll definitely get his state and the state of Pennsylvania as well. Either one of those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so
now here's where he starts it into his tirade against black people. First of all, I'm sick of other black people being sick of other black people for standing up for ourselves for once. We never do. We allow people to play in our face at all times. So for one time, we stand up for ourselves. Everybody's sick of black folk. Everybody's sick of niggas now. Just so sick of black people. Listen to him. You sick of black people? How is that possible? How the fuck is Kamala the VP? How is that possible? What are you talking about? Black people, how is there a Democratic president in office right now? Huh? Who voted for Joe Biden? Huh? How are you sick? Well, I mean,
those governors would have been a great choice for Kamala Harris. I'm just sick of the black people on the internet talking about I'm not with her. Okay, so if you're not with her, that means you with Trump. And y'all need to block every last one of their asses on Facebook and on Instagram.
This motherfucker said, if you're not with her, then you're with Trump. Says who? Nobody said that. That's something you made up. Now, to be fair to a little bit of his point, there are some black entertainers out here that are blatantly supporting Trump. Fine. But just because I'm not with her, which I also stated that I'm not with Trump. Okay? I'm not with Biden. I'm not with Bush. I'm not with whoever the fuck, American 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up incorporated. Whoever they see, I'm not with none of them. I'm with us. You can't be with us and with them at the same time. You have to pick a side. Okay? You have to. And it doesn't mean that you then become a Republican and you support that. No, if you are with the people, then you're not with politics at the same time. You cannot do it. It is an impossible measure. It cannot be done. You can't be for both. Because these motherfuckers have been bought off by big corporations. That's the Republican Party. That's the Democratic Party. They both have been bought off. This is an oligarchy. This is a plutocracy. We talk about that here. If you don't believe me, you can just go look up the definition of these words and you will see that we do live in an oligarchy. We do live in a plutocracy. I'm not with the system. I ain't with none of them. That don't mean I'm with Trump, bitch. And you don't get to come out here and say no shit like that.
Social media and stop. Like that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's garbage. Everybody got to can't agree on a damn bucket of chicken. One person want a hot dog. Always black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making
like how you come out here like how do you talk to black people like this when they're the only reason, a big part of the reason that you have a Democratic president in the office, period. They're the ones that voted for Joe Biden. How then do you come disrespect those people who voted for Joe Biden? How do you do that? Why aren't y'all waging y'all's war against white cave hoes who are the ones that voted for Trump in large number? And they always do. They're going to vote for their daddy. No problem with that. But why ain't you sick of them? Huh? Why aren't you sick of white cave bitches? Huh? Because you don't get to sit on your radio station and be sick of white people, do you? Huh? How did Trump win? Well, I mean, Technically, he did lose the popular vote. He lost the popular vote to Hillary Clinton. Let's start there. So then you should be sick of the Electoral College. Huh? But nobody want to talk about that. Nobody's sick of the Electoral College. Everybody's sick of black people. Huh? The Electoral College is made up of mostly white people. You can do any amount of research you want to do. But nobody ever gets on here and go in about or on the Electoral College. And all these white bitches that ran around here voting for Donald Trump. Now these white bitches are running around here. Now what they're doing is white women for Kamala. White women for Kamala Harris. Kamala. Let me make sure I'm saying the name properly. White women for Kamala. These hoes know they voted for Donald Trump. Rickey Smiley ain't sick of, he's not sick of white bitches. He's not sick of the Electoral College at all. He's not even sick of the two-party system. He don't even know what to be sick of. So what he does, like a lot of these motherfuckers do, is then they're going to come in and talk shit about black people. And knowing black people sit around here voting Democrat unanimously and have for decades. Get the fuck out of here. How you going to be sick of black people? It's silly. Listen to him.
Chicken, one person want a hot dog. The black folks get on my damn nerves, man. Why everybody making all these celebrities making all these videos going off on Kamala Harris and stuff, and then the black men, Kamala Harris didn't prosecute you and treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too, but I'm with her.
That's because you're a coon, okay? There's a reason you're saying that a person that was a prosecutor in this system who used her power to prosecute black men, because we have to understand how the system works. Now, you haven't really heard me make this case necessarily against Kamala. Because I know anybody that works in this system, which is why I don't support the system, anybody that works in there have to be anti-black. That's your judge. That's your prosecutor. That's your court-appointed attorneys. They all are anti-black. That's a part of the contract you sign to be in politics. Okay? That's how I look at it. This legal system is anti-black. So she worked within that, and she was a cop before that, 3Ks. Again, KKKOP. That's what she was. And she took that same cop mentality into the legal system, and thus she must be anti-black. If you're a cop, you got to be anti-black. If you're a lawyer, you got to be anti-black. Judges, you got to be anti-black. This is why I don't understand how we make celebrities out of judges. I say that a lot. People just, act like I'm not saying it. I don't know how y'all turn these people into celebrities. I don't know how y'all love judges so much. I don't know how y'all respect judges so much when their sole purpose is to lock up black people. There's no way black people end up in prisons at a higher number than everybody else, and the entire system isn't anti-black. There's no way those two things can't take place at the same time. Okay? That's her. That's every other prosecutor. They all the same. But he's saying, well, don't hold her for that. I've been taken advantage of by the system, but don't hold her for that. Y'all shouldn't talk about that. Forget that.
Treated you bad in court. I got treated bad in court too. But I'm with her. Because a vote for her, if you sit at home and you don't support her, you're definitely supporting Donald Trump. You can vote for who you want to, but don't be trying to encourage other people and sit up there and put bad stuff. Where's that saying?
We are encouraging other people to think for themselves, look at this system like it should have been looked at a long time ago, and stop participating in that system. Okay? Me not being with her does not mean I'm with Trump. That's a dumbass argument.
Energy for Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm just like, don't. Y'all
not even out here doing real research. And look at her record. If you do the research, or whatever, stop believing everything you read and do real research, you can see what a record is. You can see what she has done. I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community, or things that black people benefit.
Kamala Harris has not done anything for the black community. She said she wouldn't, even if she became a president. She said this when she was running for president. Did you forget, you coon ass nigga? She ran for president already. Did you remember what she ran on? Or did you forget? If you do real research like you're suggesting that black people do, then the research will show you that she hasn't done anything. And she's also said she's not going to do anything. So I'm not even holding her for that. She's already said she ain't doing nothing for niggas. So I ain't gonna be here like, well, she not doing nothing for black people. Well, she already said it. That's not something I'm gonna keep saying over and over again, crying about it. There's nothing for me to even cry about. I can give a fuck less. I know that I'm not with her because she's not with me. Like, it's very simple the way I think relationships are supposed to work. I'm not with her because she's not with me. Very simple. Doesn't make any sense. Do real research is what he suggests we do. Clearly he didn't.
I think you can Google what have Kamala Harris done for the black community. I think that black people benefit from a lot. We need to stand with her. We need to stand with her. She's great. She will make a great president. And what a blessing to be living in a time where a black.
And see, here's the problem with religious niggas. Okay, that level of cooning. It's a blessing. What are you talking about? What blessing are you talking about? Homelessness at an all-time high out here still. Flint water is still dirty in this first world country. It's supposed to be a superpower. What blessing are you talking about? It's a blessing just because she exists? What are you talking about? But this is the type of emotional strings that can be pulled on religious peoples. This works on religious peoples mainly. And black people, y'all know, are the most religious people in the world. This type of talk works on us.
Blessing to be living in a time where a black woman can become president of the United States of America. In our time, we get a black man and a black woman.
You think in your time you've gotten a black man or a black woman, Ricky? That's what you think is taking place? That's what you think happened? And on site, you seeing that? One, Kamala, no, we're not doing the whole she's black thing. We're not doing that. Now, does she have to be black? No. She don't have to be black to run for president. That's not necessary at all. Am I going to sit here and call her black? No, not at all. I refuse to do that. She never identifies black. Culturally, she's not a black American in any type of way. So I'm not going to call her black at all. Now, she don't have to be black, but then you're not going to force me, society ain't going to force me to call her black, to accept her as black. I'm not going for that. She don't got to be black too. If she has good policies and things to run on, which we all know she don't. But if she had those things, even if she was black, if she was fully black, okay, it wouldn't matter. It would still be necessary for me to hear what she got in store for the black community. I would still want to know what her black agenda was, regardless of whether she was black or not. That doesn't matter. But you're not going to force me to say she's black. She's not. Okay? Not saying it at all.
Become president, that's unheard of. Come on, stop it.
Be on the right side of history. Be on the right side of history.
You hear this shit?
It's just the Amber Rose and everybody got all these videos and stuff.
Amber Rose is Barack Obama, really? I mean, Amber Rose supports Donald Trump, right? Now, Amber Rose is, I guess, mixed or something like that. Daddy white, mama black, whatever the fuck she got going on. Okay, cool. She decided to identify with her white side. Okay. Once she's chosen to identify as her white side, that's her choice. That's her right. She can support Donald Trump. She can do whatever the fuck she feel like she got to do. And even if she was black, she can support Donald Trump. She can do whatever the fuck she got to do. It doesn't matter because all y'all motherfuckers is dumb. All y'all dumb. So it doesn't matter what side you choose to support. You're all dumb. That's all it is to it. So how you gonna be mad at Amber Rose?
I've been talking about Kamala Harris talking out of both sides of her. How would you say something so?
Because she does.
Even if you felt that way, I wouldn't dare make a video or say nothing like that to the vice president of the United States of America that's trying to stand up and that's going
So this man said that even if he did believe that Kamala was speaking out of both sides of her mouth, which she does often, she's flip-flopped on issues. One main issue, one big issue being the what people are calling genocide that's taking place over there in Gaza. And her support for Israel. Now, I'll get into that a little bit more later. But she does flip-flop on issues. That's what she does. That's who she is. And you're saying that people shouldn't be calling her out on that because she is the vice president. I don't respect titles. I never have. I don't give a fuck. That's for you to do. You can respect titles. I don't respect people's titles. Everybody just people to me. President, vice president. I don't have a deep reverence where I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe. Again, they turn these titles in the same way that people act about celebrities. The celebrity worship. This is really happening here. Oh my God, I cannot believe it is you. It is you, the vice president. Oh my God, I would never be like that. I think that's silly. I think it's dumb. And I think people who act like that are silly and dumb. I have no respect for people who act like that. I would never act like that. Oh my God, it is you. I can't believe what I'm saying. Almost, who's seen Coming to America? Who my OGs on here that seen Coming to America? The first one, when I think it was with Eddie Murphy, when they went to a basketball game. And one of the people from where he was from, Zamunda, he saw him. He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It is you. It is you. That's what this basically Rickey Smiley saying, well, this is the vice president. Don't nobody give a fuck. Nobody. She can be Prince Hakeem to you. I don't give a fuck about her title or Biden's title. When it was Obama, didn't give a fuck about his title. I don't give a fuck about none of these titles. None of them. I don't treat people like that. That's the type of coon you are. Hoe ass nigga.
Or possibly pick 2 United States Supreme Court justices or whatever to try to keep the laws in place that Thurgood Marshall and all of the people that have paved the way and try to redo it and get back into some of this settled law, women's rights to choose your voting rights.
And here's what they're doing with women's rights. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this is gonna be a little touchy. Okay, I'm gonna come out here and say this to y'all real quick. I'm gonna come all the way out. Let me say this to y'all real quick when they talk about women's rights. What they're saying is that women's right to choose whether or not to have an abortion. I refuse to say unalive a child. If you say unalive a child, you a hoe, in my opinion. Okay, that's just me. That's just me thinking that about you. You are. I'm not gonna say unalive a child. Okay, to have an abortion, the right to have an abortion is what the women's rights. They're building this entire argument around a woman's right to have an abortion, which I'm pro-choice. I don't even like pro-lifers. I don't respect pro-lifers. I don't like listening to them. I don't like debating them, having the arguments with them. But then again, I don't like pro-choice motherfuckers either. Pro-lifers' arguments come from a religious space, just like Rickey Smiley. He's a old religious motherfucker. So it's the thou shalt not kill. Okay, that's the one commandment they'll pull out, try to use that to guilt women into forcing women into having children. Well, pro-choice, they'll turn around and say, well, what about women that have been raped? We're not saying raped over here. You don't got to type in the comments. We talk regular over here because we're not afraid to talk. They got y'all scared to talk. It's silly and ridiculous. But women being raped and women that are having life-threatening pregnancies where they may die too if they go into term, right? That's the only thing pro-choice people say. My argument is this entire society, the economy, is not conducive or built for people to have children, for women to even give birth. It's really not built for it. The fact that women still do it is amazing, okay? All women had to do when they struck down Roe v. Wade, all women had to do was say less, right? Because women got the power, more power than they give themselves credit for. And a lot of us don't utilize our power. We believe there's power in voting. There's never been power in voting. The only power you have is in your labor. That's been my message for years. I'll continue to say it. I don't know why it ain't picked up yet. There's no power in voting. The only power you have is in your labor as a workforce. You have no other power. There's no power coming no other type of way. Your power is in your labor. If when they struck down Roe v. Wade, all the women who outnumber men in this country, by the way, all the women had to do was stop working. That's it. Oh, y'all gonna do that? Well, we just gonna stop working. That's what we'll do. So who's gonna be a nurse now? Who's gonna be your receptionist now? Who's gonna do the administrative work that women do a lot of times? Who's gonna do the healthcare in the healthcare field? Women dominate that field. Who's gonna teach? Motherfuckers. All women had to do was leverage their labor. Okay? And that's the thing that we refuse to do. And I'm going to get back into that here as we go on down the line. That's all that had to happen here. Shouldn't nobody, no Supreme Court justice be able to take women's rights. Okay? Even the would-be feminists that will go out there and hold up signs. Ain't no power in holding up signs. There's no power in protesting. I'm sorry. Okay? They'll look at your signs and continue to move on like they've been moving. There's no power in protesting. The power is in your labor. You are the working class peoples. Now, we're not talking about the motherfuckers that get on Instagram and on social media and act like they're rich. I'm talking about regular working class people, which makes up the majority of people. All women had to do was say, fuck y'all, we just ain't gonna work. There go your rights. You stand up for your rights, ain't you? Ain't doing nothing violent. You're not burning down cities. You're not doing anything out of the way. All we, even as working class people, we're gonna get into this a little bit here in a second, more so even. But all women had to do when they did that was stop working. But did they do that? No. They held signs and complained. And now that is the very thing, as he talks about, Kamala's going to have the power to pick 2 Supreme Court justices. That power to get those ones that Trump appointed, I think 2 or 3 when he was in there. And they're the ones that struck down Roe v. Wade. And what they're using, and this is their entire campaign as well, Trump would do something like this. So y'all need to rally behind Kamala. But there's no power in voting. But he's too much of a coon to see that. Let's get back into it. Let's go back. I'm gonna let him finish. It's only 3. It's still. I'm gonna let him finish. God damn, man, it's so hard though. Like fuck.
Brown versus the Board of Education. Do your homework.
Hold up. Let me just tell you something right here that could be very historic. And Kay pointed this out to me. If Kamala Harris is elected, she would be sworn in
She could be
on
sworn in
MLK Day
by the first Black Supreme
and
Court.
possibly by Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Yeah.
Does that not give you chills?
No, bitch. That doesn't give anybody chills that got. Who cares? Ketanji Jackson, Supreme Court Justice, Kate really ain't got no power in there, but she is in there. Her swearing in Kamala is giving somebody some chills. Chills? This is what's wrong with niggas. Like, who cares? Who cares that that's happening? That seeing that is going to mean what? Seeing her swear in Kamala as the first Black woman president. Who the fuck cares? They don't give nobody no damn chills. This is how these people talk. Like they can't. They not like us, yo. That's what we. And I'm not just using that against white folk. No, these motherfuckers not like us. Chills? No. Disgust. Pointlessness. Waste of time. WWF. Okay? That's all that shit is.
Does that not give you chills?
No.
Does that not send
Maria,
your whole body vibrate?
No.
let's go deep in the neck. You got a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated
Here they go.
reading in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority.
Who gives a fuck? No one cares about Black, Greek, sorority. No one cares about that. That doesn't mean anything to anybody. Now, I do understand that Rickey Smiley is a Q dog. He is a, the purple and gold, the motherfuckers sit around barking like dumbass dogs. These niggas. He's a member of that. No one cares. That's not empowering. That doesn't mean anything. That doesn't send chills down nobody's spine. Nobody gives a fuck at all.
Incorporated into the damn White House. What's wrong with y'all?
On MLK holiday.
But y'all mad because you talking about reparations.
Who was a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated?
Come on.
Come on now.
Hey,
Oh my God, that just gave me chills. Chills.
What? You a bitch ass nigga. That's why I gave you chills up your spine with your whole ass. Go put your fucking dress back on, nigga. You out of costume now with looking like this. This ain't you. Put the fucking gray wig on, nigga. Chills up your spine. Sound like a hoe. How does that give you chills? Listen. Let me hold on. Let me just say this. Let me just say this for all the bitch ass niggas in the world. The fact, okay, first of all, nobody cares. Okay? This ain't you, my nigga. This ain't you. You should be in a dress. You should have on that gray wig. You should be that old woman, Black woman character. This ain't sending chills down nobody's body. This ain't giving nobody no motherfucking vibrations outside of coons. Nobody else gonna feel or care about that. He's talking about, well, Ketanji Jackson, she's a Delta. Kamala is an AKA, and Martin Luther King was an Alpha. So all of that means so because it'll be on MLK Day. So all this symbolic fuckery. We should have been over symbolic fuckery after Barack's first term. We should have been done with symbolic fuckery. These Greek letter organizations are full of coons. Okay? They're chock full of them. Case in point.
Game, talk about it.
Y'all better come get me off this radio.
You want to keep going? They gonna be mad at you today, Rick.
Stop me. Let's stop me. Go. I don't care about who get mad. I know I'm right. Stop. Do y'all realize Medgar Evers died?
Yeah, no, not died. Was murdered by a white man who didn't do any real fucking time for it. That same system that allowed for that is the same system you sitting here talking about supporting because it's a so-called black woman going to run for it or going to run to be a part of it. It's the same system as you talking about Medgar Evers. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You going to invoke Medgar Evers, who was murdered by a white man? Because in Medgar Evers' day, black people then believed that there was power in voting. That was the understanding of voting. That's what they fought for, that because they believed that we are decades removed. We should see the game now. This system is controlled by money. Lobbying is a real thing that's not illegal. They are funded by super PACs. They're funded by organizations, and we'll find out that, well, if you know anything about Kamala, she's taking money from super PACs. She's on payroll. Like, this is what this is. This is a corrupt system. Medgar Evers, this is what you're talking about? It's disgusting.
Voting rights. All these people that have risked their lives from slavery up until the civil rights movement, just so we can have opportunity to do what we do, to do what we can.
What is that? Why do you think that this is what we should be doing? This is what we can do, is go in and vote. Come on now.
Dude, we ain't seen nothing like this since Barack Obama was running for president in 2008. We need to stop.
It was at that moment, after that, you should have woke up. Now, I wasn't asleep then. I was sitting back on the sidelines like, okay, I'm going to let these niggas do this. Maybe once Barack Obama, maybe that first 4 years, maybe niggas will be a little bit better and understand how they've been tricked into believing that because a would-be so-called black man is in office, then that means that he's going to do something for black people. Maybe after them first 4 years, these niggas will snap out of it. That should have been what happened to you, Ricky, with your dumb ass. But instead, you're saying, well, Obama 2.0. What the fuck?
Great John Lewis.
Right. John Lewis and all of these people that have paved the way for us. We are the new civil rights leaders. We got to get behind people like Ben Crump and Kamala Harris and all these people.
This man is so fucking dumb. This man said, we are the new civil rights movement. Do you know how the Civil Rights Act was signed into legislation? Did black people vote for that? Ricky, with your coon stupid ass? What are you talking about? Did black people vote for the right to vote? No, there is no power in voting in any type of way. Now, again, I'm not saying that our ancestors, some of them did believe that. They didn't know no better. We know better now. Our job and to honor our ancestors is to take what we know about now and apply that to reality. That's what we're supposed to be doing. If you are the new civil rights, then you ain't voting. What you doing? That ain't how them people got that. That's not how things worked for them, for our ancestors. That's not how shit worked. They was outside. Y'all know how niggas love to be like, we outside. They was outside. That's the only way to get shit done in this country. And I would argue around the world. This is why you having so many people that are outside. They're doing it right now. Or I ain't gonna say, well, hell, they still doing it in the UK. They're doing the same shit. They outside. That's how you get shit done, by being outside, not going into no goddamn voting booth, Ricky, with your stupid ass. And anybody who believes that, them motherfuckers they gotta be dumb. Anybody who believes that voting is a key or a way to power is dumb. Outside is the only way to get shit done. History shows that. Not this emotional bullshit this man is talking about. History shows this.
People out here that's doing like Roland Martin and all of these people that
What?
Joy Reid. If you want to be educated, if you really want to know the truth, all you got to do is turn to MSNBC and watch.
You don't get the truth from mainstream media? What the fuck are you talking about? You just named other Democratic shields. That's all you did. Joy Reid, a coon ass Roland Martin. All they are is Democratic shields. They're going to be guilting black people, trying to make black people feel guilty, saying that black people don't vote when we know that black people do vote. But they come out with the same rhetoric every year, do they not? Vote or die. Y'all black people need to get y'all heads out y'all's asses and go out here and vote. That's all they ever do. It should be disrespectful, but we don't look at it disrespectful. Not yet, anyway. I'm hoping at some point we start. Because it's disgusting what the type of shit they say to black people. He's naming other Democratic shields.
Joy Reid, and she gonna give you a whole history lesson every night on MSNBC, and then after that, Rachel Maddow. All you do is just watch.
And it's not opinion, it's facts.
Don't do this.
What facts? What facts are being given by these people?
Right.
Yeah, and
Don't be on the internet doing Kamala Harris like that. I don't care what issue you got with black women. Your mama's a black woman.
Whoa. And see, here's what they started doing. Here's what they did. Here's what they try to do to black men. In particular, this is about black men. Okay? What he just said, I don't know if you heard him, but I'm going to repeat what he said. Basically, what he said is that your mama black. Kamala ain't. Bitch. Huh? Kamala ain't. So what? That don't matter anyway. But what they're doing is trying to guilt black men. Well, now, if I don't support Kamala, if I don't support her, if I have issues with her politics, and not just her politics, I got issues with the system. So it's kind of difficult for me to have this conversation because it's not just Kamala. What he does then is say, well, your mama black, so you supposed to be supporting. Well, bitch, motherfucker, she not. My mama is black. This bitch ain't, though. Know that? She's not. She's not. Okay? So that ain't got nothing to do with anything anyway. But what they're trying to do is guilt black men and shame black men into supporting her with no question. They want black men to basically be eunuchs. No balls, ask no questions, don't say no to anything, and just accept everything. Now, the black men that are choosing to go at Kamala and vote Republican, them is coon ass niggas. But the black men that are seeing the system for what it is and are just stepping back like we doing over here at B123, this ain't got nothing to do with that. My mama being black ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I don't got no issue with black women in any type of way. I got issues with coons, and a lot of black women be cooning, but that's neither here nor there. I got a problem with coons, period. You don't get to turn around and just say, well, black men, your mama black, so support her. Get the fuck out of here with your coon ass.
Let's start there. I don't care and I'm talking to the men right here. Your mother is a black woman. Don't forget that. Don't forget that your sister is a black woman.
And because those people are black women, I know Kamala is not a black woman. You giving me where I did my research on. If I was ever confused about black women, well, you're right. They're in my family. And because I've been around them my whole life, that's how I know for a fact Kamala is not a black woman. That's my proof. With your whole ass.
And as a black man, I stand proudly with Kamala Harris this morning with tears in my eyes. It means so much to me. Do you know the lady picked up the phone and called me when my son died?
This man just said he got tears in his eyes. Emotionalism. Go get your fucking wig with your whole ass.
A personal hurt in Joe Biden has been. How about Joe Biden wrote me a letter naming my grandkids and naming my son's name in a personal handwritten letter?
You're a Democratic shield now. So I want y'all to understand what he's saying. He's saying because these people have been kind to me, then I'm going to stand with them. Well, then y'all need to stop getting mad at the rap niggas that are sitting around supporting Donald Trump because he's been kind to them. Like say your Kodak Blacks and some of the other people that he may have pardoned and shit like that. Like, well, I still think they coons. So you don't get off the hook by saying, well, he wrote me a letter to my son. So, and Kamala called me directly and she had said a kind word to me. Get the fuck out of here with your coon ass. Look at this. This is the face of a coon. I have never looked at a white man like this in my life. I don't do this. How? Your teeth showing, my nigga, and his are not. The buck dancing, the cooning, the skinning and grinning. I've never looked at a white man like this. I don't know what it takes. Right? I don't know. The only way I can imagine me doing like this, looking like that, is if a white man was giving me a suitcase full of goddamn money. Then maybe. Maybe I had a big smile for your motherfucking ass, but you wrote me a letter? That's not gonna cut it. Fuck you talking about? A letter. Look at his face. Ew. You disgusting, nigga. Fuck wrong with you? This is how I know. He not like, there's no way. They're not like us. No. They're not like us. This is crazy. Maybe if he was cutting a reparations check, maybe this was a reparations check right here or something. Just to shake my hand, nigga. Please.
How thoughtful, how genuine, they're just genuine and sincere. And I love people like that. And anybody, the person that got killed at the Trump rally, who do you think called that man wife to offer his condolences? Joe Biden did.
Who gives a fuck?
Trump didn't call him, and he took a bullet at a Trump rally. These are kind, loving people. If you look at their policy, you will know what's going on. We need to stop, black people. Stop it.
Actually, if you look at their policy, you'll know that they full of shit. You'll also know that they did an anti-Asian hate crime bill, did they not? If we're looking at their policies, your claim is that they can't, well, not you, Steve Harvey claimed they can't do nothing for black people, which is something that many of you Democratic shills, that's y'all's justification for black people not to expect anything, but they gave Asians, right? Remember the Asian hate crime bill and all this old shit? So if you look at their policies, what you'll see is it don't make no damn sense that they can do for Asians who don't vote, who don't even have the population size that they vote would even really matter if we were living in a true democracy, which we're not. We understand that over here. Asians didn't vote. They ain't voted unanimously in no election that would cause them to get an Asian hate crime bill. You know why they got the Asian hate crime bill? Because Kamala is Asian. Okay? India is considered Asia. That's Asian. That's why they got that. She looked out for them people because them her people. Huh? Okay, I'll continue.
Stop attacking Kamala Harris. Stop it with the self-hatred. Even if you don't agree with it.
What? Hold on.
What do you think?
Nigga, what? Stop. You telling us to stop with self-hatred? Oh.
She can't do as the vice president. She ain't not in control of the Congress and the Senate. If you know how government works. Come on. We got an opportunity here of a lifetime. We'll be dead and gone. We can say our generation, because we're not going to live ever, that we voted a black man and a black woman to become president of the United States. That's history. This is what Dr. King died for. This is what Medgar Evers died for.
Dr. King didn't die, you coon ass nigga. He was murdered. Medgar Evers didn't die, you coon ass nigga. He was murdered. Stop saying that. It's disrespectful to sit here and act like they just passed away of natural causes or some shit. He was murdered. King was murdered. The government was found guilty of murdering Martin Luther King in 1999. They were found guilty of. The government was. Huh? The same government that you sit here support. Fuck are you talking about? It's disrespectful. Do not. Look, here, B123. Here's what we're going to do. What we going to do over here is when black people are murdered, we're going to say they was murdered. We're not going to say they was killed or they just died. We're not going to say they just died. Those people were murdered. Okay? Martin Luther King was murdered. You should know why he was murdered. Medgar Evers, murdered. His killer didn't do no goddamn time.
This is what Rosa Parks went to jail for. All of the sacrifices that black people had to make. Your grandmother's cleaning up white people's house and cleaning and scrubbing floors and doing all of this stuff. All these black people made all these sacrifices for us. Well, we can have this opportunity, and then you get a woman, now you want to question our race and question her ability and all this stuff. Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we like?
If you hear this nigga's voice, what you're saying is, what you're hearing is him, he's starting to cry now. Okay, the tears are flowing now. He's talking about how black people done washed and been basically servants for white people, and he's getting all emotional because all those sacrifices is what's got us to this point. Okay, all those sacrifices and the fact that we're still at this point and this country still treating us like this should be why we're all militant. But instead, here you have a bitch ass nigga sitting here crying, trying to guilt black people into voting for Kamala.
What is wrong? And I'm sitting here, I should be in voting for Trump with the tax bracket that I'm in. But if I have to pay more taxes in order to do what's right, just where somebody else can have food in their mouth and do the right thing, or whatever, I want to be on the right side of history. And I mean this. I've just been holding my peace. I ain't been saying nothing. But man, some of these videos are disturbing. And these memes are disturbing. We as people.
Oh, you're gonna be real disturbed after this. Oh yeah, if you see this, you're gonna be real disturbed, my nigga. Yeah, you're gonna be real disturbed then. Yeah, and no one gives a fuck. No one. You're gonna be disturbed because you're giving an emotional argument, not one that's based in reality, not one that's based in the reality of the lives of black people in this country. You're not giving a real one.
We need to stop. And I'm done. We're going to have her on the show. We're going to support her on this show. We're going to support her. And I cannot wait, if God let me live to see a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated swear in a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. Man, as being in the Greek family myself.
Right.
Man, listen. Come on, y'all.
You sound like you're in a Greek family with your whole ass. You sound like that. You sound like them. You do.
Come on.
You break it, Rickey.
I'm sorry, Maria.
We with you, dog, and we with her. We need it.
Come on, y'all.
We need it.
That put tears in my eyes. And I'm not just saying it, man. I've been out here on the trail, civil rights movement since '79 when Benita Carter got killed. I was shot in the back by a white police officer. I've been a lifetime member of the NAACP and the NCLCI. I'm on regular text messages and calls with civil rights leaders all over the country. I've been involved. I do comedy and crack jokes on stage, but you don't know what I do behind the scenes.
I know exactly what you do behind the scenes, my nigga. You're a coon because that's what you're doing in front of the scenes. Essentially, that's what you do behind the scenes as well. You're a coon. Okay? You should be pushing for black men and women to be militant. By now, if you've been in the game since the 70s and you know black people been voting the whole fucking time, how you come on here and come out your mouth and sit here and act like black folk ain't been voting Democrat the whole time. And like black people ain't gonna go out here and vote for Kamala. You know they are. The whole time they've been doing this. What the fuck are you talking about? Why the hell have you been in the games since the 70s and you're not out here talking about the Electoral College? Huh? Why aren't you talking about that? How do you come on here? Because I'm done with this nigga. I'm not even. I'm done with this thing. Let me come out of this shit. Let me just get that out there. Why then, if you've been in the game that long, why? Why are you still talking like this? Why? I have zero respect for people that talk like this. Like, I've been in the game. I've been here for a long, long time. I've been doing this shit the whole time since the 70s, he said. Well, then you should see. You should understand by now. But you want black people to keep doing the same stuff over and over and over again. And look, if you're going to vote Democrat, I don't give a fuck what you do. But it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. It's not. You're going to be then again coming back next time, the next 4 years, and talking about voting and how we're going to get something from that. That's not happening. All she's running a campaign on. Now, I did see something the other day where she said she's trying to get a $6,000 tax credit. Kamala said she's trying to get a $6,000 tax credit. Matter of fact, instead of me just talking to y'all, let me show y'all. Let me say... Let me show y'all, because I don't want y'all to think I'm just saying shit. Because a lot of times when we're dealing with politics, people want to sit around and act like you just saying shit. Well, let me just show y'all this real quick. Okay? Let me show y'all this real quick. Okay? Here's what she wants to do. She wants to give a big tax break for a new baby. So what she's doing, basically, is saying to American people, hey, if you got a kid, then I want to give you $6,000. Right? Let me come back out of it because I just wanted y'all to see that. I'm not lying about that. So what she's doing is saying, well, we're not going to repair the nation. Okay? Because here's what women are being guilted into. This is why the whole reproductive right argument is so crazy. Give birth to a child. Fuck inflation, the fact that the cost of living is going up. They won't even offer livable wages at jobs, right? Cost of living going up. There's not a guarantee of clean water. There's not a guarantee of healthy food. We talked about Obama on my other live. We talked about the Monsanto Protection Act. So they're putting GMOs in food. They're poisoning the food. There's no guarantee that if your child gets sick, they're going to be taken care of because there's no universal health care whatsoever, right? At all. Okay, so you want women to give birth to kids. I'm going to give you $6,000 that one time. And this is going to be more of an incentive for you to give birth to children. So we can then populate, and this is my conspiracy theory comes in right here. So we can then populate the working class, okay? Because when birth rates are down, that's less workers, which means less people to take advantage of for the rich. Because again, this is a corporation. So they always got to keep workers. This is the reason they're pressuring women. They're forcing women, trying to force women to have children. It's only about, it's about, to me, it's about building up the working class, keeping the working class, because they know women are going to give birth to these kids. They don't give a fuck about the life of these kids. There's no program to take care of these kids in any type of way. And we can't say welfare, because welfare only helps the bottom of the barrel a lot of times as far as income is concerned. I know women that work a job, but then they make too much to get help. Why the fuck that we can't get that woman some money for some damn groceries? They work too much to get help. And who cares if the father is there in their life? What if they both need help? That's just disgusting to me. They know this economy. They know what the shit is like. They know what the job market is like. But still they run around with these stipulations. And good Lord, what daycare costs? That might as well be rent itself. So they want you to have these kids. But after that, they don't give a fuck nothing about these kids. You can get your little tax credit for newborn babies. That $6,000 ain't shit. Okay? Same thing when these niggas was running around hyping up Donald Trump's old motherfucking racist cave ass for giving a goddamn so-called stimulus check $1,000 goddamn dollars. That ain't shit. And any nigga that sit around and use that as the justification for supporting Trump, you will know that you are dealing with a coon. That's what you're dealing with at that point. Them little $1,000 won't shit. It's people out here struggling every day. Homelessness is at an all-time high. The children are outside homeless. Do they give a fuck? No. Are they building more homeless shelters? No. Are they making sure that every child and every person in this country is fed? No. They ain't doing none of that at all. But they want you to have kids though. So they still need people to work at the goddamn plants. You see what I'm saying? They still need that workforce. That's what this shit is all about. Don't nobody give a fuck about these kids. No, these pro-life motherfuckers don't nobody give a fuck about none of that. All they want to do is have you continue to bring children into a fucked up ass situation in society. And those children become workers at the factories, workers at the restaurants, doing all the work that they're not going to do. This is why, again, your power is not in voting power. I don't give a fuck. I will argue that against anybody. There's no power in voting whatsoever. The power to make real change is your labor. All the power you have is in your labor. Every bit of it. No matter what you do. That's from doctor, lawyer, all the way down to cops, all these motherfuckers. Any job you do. I don't give a damn if you're a janitor. I don't care what it is. All your power is in your labor. Every bit of it. Because what this country gonna keep doing is giving money to fund wars. Kamala's down with that shit. Tim Walz is down with that shit. Biden's down with that. They all support Israel. They're supporting those people bombing on the Palestinians. Now, I don't have a dog in this fight as far as I stand with Palestine. I'm not one of them type niggas. Palestine never stood with me. Therefore, I don't feel no need to stand with them at all. I don't care how they sound, what they look like. I don't care about none of that. Okay? Here's what I do know, though. As America is funding these acts of genocide, because Kamala's the same way as Joe Biden with this. And they was calling him Genocide Joe. Okay? They're calling him Genocide Joe because of this. Kamala's the same way. The same exact way. She supports Israel. She stands with Israel. She does. She said it already. If you don't believe me, go look the shit up. I ain't making nothing up over here. So, if you have an issue what my issue is, the funding of wars, as America runs around and tries to basically force so-called democracy, because we're not even a democracy. I think the whole thing is crazy to me because we're not even a democracy. Our children are starving, sick, poor. Their parents outside under bridges. Now they've made homelessness illegal in some states. You can get ticketed or in prison for that, right? We talked about that on my last live. So they're not pushing to end homelessness. They're not pushing to end hunger. Just here. I ain't even talking about world hunger. I'm talking about just here. Instead, what they're doing is forcing people to have children, to put them in this workforce. This is the reason y'all act like they can't control the border. They don't want to control the motherfucking border. They're getting cheap labor via the border. They don't want to control that. People act like, well, Kamala, she failed at protecting the border, so I wouldn't leverage that against her because I know they don't want to control the goddamn borders. They just come on TV and say that shit to you niggas. And I ain't saying you niggas, but they come out here and say it to the American public to make the American public believe they actually care about sealing up the border. They need that labor. The K's birth rate is in a negative. Okay? The only way that they can replace that working class, which is people that can basically fuck over and overcharge for everything and underpay, is to let immigrants in. That's why they haven't fixed the goddamn border yet. That's why they're not going to fix it. It's never going to be fixed. That's not going to be something that's fixed. It's never going to happen. Capitalism dictates you need bodies. You need people to take advantage of. You don't become a billionaire being righteous. It don't happen. You become a billionaire by taking advantage of people who have less than you, the poor or lower middle class people. That's how you become rich. That's the model for becoming rich. You underpay everybody that work for you and hope that those poor motherfuckers have kids who grow up also poor and they come work for you too. That's the American way. Whatever else they done told y'all it was is a lie. If you believe it's anything else, then you are caught up. You silly up here. You ain't thinking about this shit properly. It's all about capitalism and to keep capitalism going. They don't want to close no goddamn borders. That's a lie. Where's they going to get cheap labor from? The white folk ain't having kids like they want them to. And we're comfortable being in the middle class. We don't think nothing of it. Black people, we just follow the rules, basically. That's what you saw during COVID. We just follow. Government say whatever the fuck they want us to do. Hey, we gonna go do it because they said so. And what they'll do is they'll leverage your job. And here's how you know the power is in labor. Here's how you know this. I'm gonna show you the proof of this. And you just go back to that situation. What they did was tell you what at your job? If you don't get this shot, we're going to fire you, didn't they? They know for people that is the end all be all, them losing their jobs. They told people. They didn't just say, well, take this shit. or you're going to get a pay cut, or, you know. They said, no, if you don't take it, I'm going to fire you. A lot of jobs did that to people. That's where all the power is. When they want to really make you do something, they put your job on the line. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. They will put your job on the line, and you don't think about that like, why the fuck they can put my job on the line, but I'm not willing to go out here and boycott with my labor. We're not willing to do that as a working class people. We're not. We're not willing to do that. And then you have these fucking caves out here who are so fucking dumb and racist that they won't even unify with, because this is for something like this, what I'm talking about, it's gonna take people, not just black people. I'm sorry. This part right here, black people ain't gonna be able to do this alone. But white people are so fucking racist. Okay? And they're such fucking, a lot of them motherfuckers, not only are they so racist, as long as they doing good, they ain't really worried about nobody else. This will take the working class people across this entire nation. We'll have to be like, man, fuck y'all. I ain't doing that shit. And you won't have to do it. That's literally how this shit works. Like, literally how it works. From reproductive rights to the COVID shit, like, that's how this works. Once we start realizing the power that we have in our labor, in our energy, that's when we'll actually be able to leverage this government, because there's no power in voting at all. I don't give a fuck if you talking about, and a lot of people do that state level shit. There's no power in voting on the state level. Stop saying that. Stop creating that narrative, because it's not true. When you're out here dealing with your eggs and groceries being high, that don't change because of your mayor or your senator. When you're out here dealing with the gas prices being high, that don't change because of your mayor or your senator. None of that stuff changes because of your local voting. Now, for example, if you say, and we're talking about getting weed legalized, that's different. That's different. If we're talking about getting weed legalized or something like that on that level, okay, I'll give your state, local, then it matters then, okay? The rest of this shit, a lot of the shit that we out here talking about, we talking about livable wages for all jobs across the whole goddamn nation. We're talking about healthcare and I want to say good, decent public education across the board. None of this stuff is controlled at a local level at all, in any type of way. This is all federal shit. And what they're relying on is the fact that you don't believe you got any power. So what you're going to do is go try to vote for somebody to come represent you. There has not been a president that comes in and represents working class people, period. And if you know one, you name that motherfucker in the comments right now. Now, I have been running my mouth for a pretty long time. Mad love to you if you're still here. If you're following what I'm saying, put a B123 in the chat. I'm going to be dealing with some of y'all's comments. I haven't been looking over here. I'll deal with some of y'all's comments now. If you got some disagreements, you got some arguments, you got something you want to say that's fucked up or whatever, you can say it over here. I'll actually look at it now. Don't be too disrespectful. Just have a normal disagreement. Don't be extra with the shit, right? Keep it cool. This is what I believe. This is what I've been talking about for years. That we need to boycott with our labor and stop begging these motherfucking and begging this system to look out for us, because it's never going to happen. It just is what it is. Not going to happen like that. Not going to happen like that. Matt, love to everybody that's here. You got here late, JB. You got here late. I talked about that. Actually, I talked about this whenever I first started the actual the live stream. It says, Rob, if you haven't seen it already, look up Michael Eric Dyson and them other coons on CNN crashing out because some white bra pronounced Kamala's name wrong. Yeah, that's what we talked about that. You might have got in here a little bit late. Matt, love to everybody putting B123 in the chat. Y'all hit that like button while y'all doing that. Ain't no look. Motherfuckers can say whatever they want about me, but I've been consistent about this shit. Okay? I've been consistent. Fuck this system. Fuck the gun. This is it right here. I'm gonna show you. Let me show y'all. Just show you. This is an example of how I feel. Fuck them people. Okay? Fuck them. They never rode with you. There ain't been a president that sat around and support working class people. They come in here with the promise. And here's what they campaign on every time. Is it never changed. Watch this. It never changes. What they always campaign on is jobs and what they're going to do with taxes. Right? That's the campaign every time. That's the campaign every single time. Because they know how important jobs are to people. They know how important it is. We just don't leverage our shit. We don't leverage that against them. And I don't know why we don't. I don't know why we don't see how important that is. I don't see why we don't see it. Mama Shay's Life with Family says, hey, Rob, have you heard that scripture that says we will pray for peace and have certain dysfunction. I have not heard that scripture, but I'm also not a religious person. I think people that pray for anything are dumb. So, no offense, but I think any type of you on your knees praying to whoever you pray to, I think you're silly. I'm just not gonna lie to you. Okay? I'm not gonna lie to you. Oh man, it becomes so crazy. I don't no, y'all don't laugh because this ain't look. Like, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to, I think people that pray are silly to me. So hold on, did I do? Okay, I took that out. Hold on. My bad, y'all. We back in here. What's up, Goldie Learning? Look, let me just say this. We on the chill part of the show now. We on the chill part. I'm not gonna be here that long. It's already late. It's already about 11. So here's what I'm noticing. You'll have people that are taking this political shit way too serious. Okay? You can't even joke about Kamala with these niggas. You can't laugh. I'm noticing on my Facebook page. If you're not following me on Facebook or not my friend on Facebook, come follow me on Facebook. I post there a lot. But seeing people take this so serious, and politicians don't even take it serious. This is a game to them. We are a part of a game, okay? We're a part of a game that they have made, they've convinced us it's a reality, but it's really just a game. When you have people like Steve Harvey, who does not talk about the Electoral College, doesn't talk about real life, Rickey Smiley doesn't talk about the Electoral College, they are talking to and about and trying to shame black people specifically. They don't talk about white women and how white women have always voted. How they've always voted. And who they normally vote for and who they normally vote with. They're the reason they voted for Trump in large number. Now, I'm not going to say, because again, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Okay? She won the popular vote, but that doesn't matter. The only time the popular vote would matter is in an actual democracy. That's not what this is. Okay? This is why you had the first Donald Trump presidency. His first term. Okay? That's the only reason that happened. This is not an actual democracy, or you'd have had Hillary, which wouldn't have been any different. She still wouldn't have gave a fuck about black people anyway, right? For black people in particular, we attach so much emotion to politics because we're such cowards that we believe that this is the easiest way to go, is to go vote. That way we ain't got to do nothing. Like somebody was talking about praying earlier. That way we can just sit around praying, waiting on Jesus and all this old shit. That's not really having to face our fears. We don't want to have to do that at all. We don't want to face our fears in any type of way. So voting is a good space for us because we can just say, get our little sticker. See, look what I did. I went and voted today. And we can go back home and sit there. Okay? That's not real work. And that's what we've been trying to avoid the whole time, is the real work. Okay? One, understanding the system and how it works. Understanding all these motherfuckers are corrupt. All of them have been bought off. All of them have been paid for. And they're paid for by the rich. So they look out for the rich. Not you. Okay? I'm sorry. Most people are not rich, well off, making six figures and all that shit that they get online and talk about. That's not the reality for most people. Okay? Most people are regular working class people. All right? I don't care what they saying on social media. It's a lie. All right? It's a lie. So, what we've chosen is that we'll say, well, I did vote, so at least I can say I did something. What'd you do? Because, them type motherfuckers. What did you do? I actually stood against the system. And actually, we had more people on this side. This is what works. Standing against the system. Not participating in it. That doesn't work, yo. That's fair. Miss Jones says she won the popular vote, but they put him in because that's who they picked from the start. In the Electoral College. I mean, he had the electoral college is really who decides who the president is. I mean, literally, they decide who the president is. I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna show you this shit. Watch this shit. Let me show y'all this real quick. Let me show y'all this, because I was telling you, it's almost like when I talk about the electoral college, sometimes people act like it's a goddamn conspiracy. Not saying you did that, Miss Jones, but I'm just trying to show. Let me show this. What does that say? It says the electoral college is not a physical place. It is a process which includes the selection of electors. Notice the word selection, which means what? You do not vote for who serves as the that represents you on the electoral college. You do not choose them. They're selected. Okay? Selection of electors. Meeting of electors who cast votes for the president and vice president, counting the electors' votes by Congress. Now, counting of the electors. Now, Congress counts their votes, but what that means is that not only do you not get to vote for who serves you on as an elector who represents you in your state, but they decide who the president is. Not you. That would only be true in a democracy. This is not a democracy. It's just not. It's just not. Mike, it's crazy. Mike Lawrence says, I don't even understand why black folk make such a big deal about people saying, oh, girl ain't black. They're going to vote for whoever rep blue regardless. Exactly. But it's because a lot of time, what black people have done is they're attached themselves to Kamala. She's not just a candidate. Again, they pushed her up into the celebrity worship space. So it's almost like you would say something like, well, I don't know what the big deal is if I think that, say, Beyonce can't sing. Why would her fans go crazy about that? That's because she's a celebrity to them. They're fanatics. That means they're dumb, right? We understand that. So Kamala has been pushed up, and black people made her a celebrity. She's a celebrity now. So once we attach ourselves, because we understand celebrity worshiping culture, that is something that, to me, it fucks us up all the time. We are very serious about worshiping celebrities. We do that a lot, right? So once we've decided that Kamala's a celebrity, okay, two niggas, she's a celebrity. Once we did that, that's why they make a big deal. It's the same fanaticism that they use on these celebrities out here in the streets. That's all they've done with Kamala's make her a celebrity. That's all they did. She's a celebrity now. So you can't say nothing about her, nothing at all. You say she ain't black, niggas go and go crazy. Like that matters. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if she's black. But I think the fact that the first black woman president, black people have attached themselves to that. And they want to be on that wave to see something like that. Like emotionalism. It's silly. It's very, very silly. It's very silly. Very silly. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And the people who don't, the people who refuse to do it will be called anti-black or will be told that our mamas is black. Y'all refuse to support a black woman because what they're doing, even inside of this conversation, what they're doing is doing that gender war that seems to be so relevant at all times. It's that gender war. It's relevant at all times. So what they're doing now is they're saying, well, black men, y'all aren't protecting black women. Y'all not supporting black women. That's what they're doing. They're using that same energy to now say, well, you're not supporting. So therefore, this is what black women always got to go through. Y'all never want to support a black woman, blah, 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 blah. They're going to be using that. That's why they're using those titles talking about your mama black. That's the only thing that's happening. So they're using that. And I don't give a fuck. That doesn't work on me, but it may work on some black men. I'm not going to sit here and defend my love for black women because of Kamala. Like, I'm not doing that. What I will say is she's not black. I'm not going to say she's black, but it doesn't mean I support Donald Trump. Now one can make that assumption if they want to, but they're not listening if they're making an assumption about me. But how I know that a lot of times it's going to be generic statements saying, because I have people that will say that. Oh, you support Trump. You're a Trump supporter. And it's like, where the fuck did you come from? I've been here for years, saying this shit for years. Where the fuck did you come from? I don't support the system. Now, to be fair, a lot of people don't have that perspective. A lot of people are one or the other. To be fair, so that comment may work in a lot of spaces. It just don't work with me. That's what upsets me. I don't support the system. The entire system is problematic. And I feel like we need to be outside standing against that system to make anything actually happen at all. I don't think nothing else is going to happen. Us voting is just them counting their sheep. They're tallying up their sheep. That's what they do. They're adding up sheep. Every vote that they count, it counts as a sheep. We got us one. We got us one. This is whether you vote Democrat, Republican, Independent, third party. It don't matter how you vote. They making sure that you still believe in this farce that they call a goddamn voting system. They making sure that you still believe in it. As long as you still believe in that, then you are susceptible to every other game they're going to play. All other games go in because they know you're dumb. They know you're silly. They know that you will go and participate in a process that is not real at all. And as you vote into that, and as they take your tax dollars and send them to Israel, send them to Ukraine, because Kamala has also said that she's going to stand with Ukraine. So, they're going to keep sending you money. I mean, if that's an issue you got with Joe Biden, because I'm going to tell you what's funny about listening to her speak now, is that she talks about the administration that's in there now, even though she's a part of that administration. She'll talk about how much better it's going to be when she's president, but she's a part of the administration right now. Now, I'm not saying that she has a lot of power to do a lot of things. I understand what a vice president is, so I'm not one of those silly people that's just going to say silly shit. I'm not that type. But what I do believe is that even though she don't have the power to do a lot of shit, she could have been out here representing the people, and she wasn't. That's not what she is. That's not what she was. That's not what she was at all. She wasn't out here representing the people like that in any type of way. But as she talks about the system, and she talks about the process or the people that's in there right now, it's like, well, those are your people. Those are Democrats. So if you're saying that Democrats is trash, then come out and say that then, because they are. But come out and say that. If her campaigning is against the system that's in place now, and a lot of her campaign also is just that she's better than Donald Trump. She's able to ride that wave because of the fear mongering of Donald Trump. And y'all know we don't do fear over here. We fear not. There is nothing that we fear over here, because we understand there's nothing fear for what? What's the point, right? But that's how she's running her campaign right now. Now, they will be debating, which I'm going to come back on here, and we are going to go live. I'm going to answer some of y'all's questions. We're going to go, when they do their debate, I'm going to come on here. We're going to break their debate down. Trump and Kamala are supposed to be doing a debate in September 10th, on September 10th, something like that, maybe sometime next month. I'm going to come in here and we're going to break this shit down. Okay? We're going to deal with their debate. We're going to deal with their debate. We're going to do that. Zach of Pluto say, where the hell you been at, bro? I don't know how to answer that question. I've been here. I've been here. If you're talking now, if you're watching this now, I don't know. Now, here's what I did. Let me tell y'all this real quick. Whenever I went to go live on here, I tried and made the attempt to go live on both this channel and my old channel. But since I hid my old channel, because one thing I noticed whenever I shared this with you guys last time I went live on my live channel, I made my live channel. I have like 1,300 videos over there, over 1,300 videos on my old channel. Some of y'all remember the nigga with the tattoo days. All my shit's over there, right? What I noticed once they reinstated my channel, what I noticed was all my titles are trash. Like, okay, in comparison to what the fuck's going on now and the censorship now and how cowardly we are now, unalive, great, and all the stupid shit that we say, my titles are trash. I got pussy, dick, coons, racist. Like, it's all there. So my concern is, well, that's why I hid my channel. Now, I don't even know if you're able to see this live. I don't know how that works. So I was worried about, well, if I hid my channel, will they still see it live? Because I hid it because all the titles of my videos, we used to be able to talk on YouTube. Remember? Remember when you can make your titles whatever the fuck you wanted to? Like, you could talk. Now you can't. So what they can do most definitely is, I guess report me for those titles. They can do that. And I don't want that to happen. So I think what I may have to do is just make all my, now the process of going through 1,300 videos and making them all private is extensive. Okay? That's an extensive process. So that's going to take me some time. Once I do all that work, all my old videos are going to be on my Patreon. They'll be available on my Patreon. But I got to do that work first. Once I make all those videos private, and the hell, they may still report me or what, I don't know. But my titles is I was looking at some of that shit like, nigga, you wild as fuck. Like, because I mean, I've been, this is 2008. That channel started in 2008. Like, I was looking at these titles like, nigga, they don't even let people talk like that no more. You got to use emojis and all type of symbols and shit like that. They used to let you talk on this bitch. They used to let you talk. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the racist days of YouTube. Shawnee says, yes, the racists went wild back then. They said nigger, like I think you meant nigger. But see, this is what I'm talking about, ninja. Shawnee, don't do that over here. You can write it out. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if they report like we don't have to do this. But they said nigger like it was nothing. Those were the best days of YouTube. Those were the golden years of YouTube. When people could get on here and just talk. Hateful or not, doesn't matter. That didn't matter at all. But I know that now if I was to just open that shit up, people would be reporting me just for the title. Or if they have AI to do the shit now too, they were just doing it for the titles alone. So again, if you're not on my Patreon, come fuck with my Patreon. I'm going to start making those videos accessible over there. It's just taking me a long time. I'm one person. I work like a motherfucker. Okay, even though people want me to do YouTube as a profession, I can't. Okay, I don't talk right. So I can't rely on YouTube. To monetize my channel, and I get money based on ads. All my videos would be, they wouldn't be monetizable. So I would have to rely on y'all, my people, to support me. And that's just, I mean, I love y'all and all, but folk ain't consistent. I can't hold them. Like, people ain't consistent. Like, it's not guaranteed. So I drive these trucks. I'm a truck driver. Some of y'all know that. Some of y'all may not know that, but man, I be out there. I only actually was on the road. I was in Georgia yesterday. I've been doing this route from Georgia back up to Kinston, North Carolina. I've been doing this route. I hate driving in Georgia. I hate driving anywhere near Atlanta, but I was out there yesterday on my way back. That's why I got this time to do this with y'all today. Because I'm going to be off today. Actually, I got in this afternoon because I was down in Florida. I was down in Georgia all day yesterday, and it was raining crazy down in motherfucker yesterday. It was going crazy down there yesterday, but driving through that rain and shit like that. So that's where my time, truck driver, I work 70 hours a week. That's what truck drivers do. I work 70 hours a week, and then people want me to come be on YouTube all day. And I know ain't nobody really giving a fuck about what I'm talking about. Hey, people don't really care like that about what I'm saying because I'm going against the grain. I'm challenging us to stop cooning. That's my challenge. And that's a very difficult thing for people to hear. And I also have very unpopular opinions about a lot of shit. So people ain't really fucking with that. People like for people to get on here and talk about women bad, or men bad, or drama. And I'm not with all that shit. I ain't with all that. I'm not with all that. I've heard of Rumble. Naps TV says Rumble an option. I've heard of Rumble, but I don't know much about Rumble. And even if I was to get on Rumble, I still work in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a content creator. That's not, how some motherfuckers, they done got arrogant with this shit too. I'm a content creator, motherfuckers, what they do for, I'm a content creator. Like, that's, little like, puff their chests up, like, this what I do for a living. I'm not knocking motherfuckers that do it, but that's not what I do. I do would be content creation in my would be spare time. And you can imagine a man that's worked 70 hours a week, also has children that have to be dealt with, taken care of, and things like that. Like, come and do this, I don't have a whole lot of time. I don't. I don't. I wasn't doing shit today. I said, let me go talk to my niggas real quick. Let me go talk about some political shit because I saw this shit and I was like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy. But I don't know. But I don't know much about Rumble. I have heard that over on Rumble you can talk however you want to talk or whatever. But I don't know much about Rumble. Yeah, you see that? Okay. Pyro, thank you for this information because this actually helps out. Pyro says, time out. I just peeped on watching this from your old channel. Have you found a way we can access your old videos via Patreon? What I think I'm going to have to do is take all my old videos, make them all private, and then upload them over there to pay. That's what I'm going to try to do. But again, it's over 1,300 videos, mind you, because I used to be on this bitch. At that time, I was on here in. Okay? I was on here in. So, yes, I'm going to start working on the process of making the videos private and then putting them over on Patreon. I'm going to start working on it. It's just a long process. Long process. I ain't got no assistants or no shit like that. Like, got no shit like that. But you know, everybody these days, they're doing podcasts. Everybody want to see people arguing with other people or, you know, shaming women or talking about, you know, it's what people are doing these days is out of control. But they making their bread. They're making their bread. But if you're watching this from my old channel, that's great. Okay, because I hid my channel. So I don't know whether or not because I went live that made my channel visible for the time being. Now, Pyro, let me ask you real quick. Let me get you to help me with this. Are you seeing when you click on my old channel, or you watching from my old channel, can you view my channel? Can you see it? Is my video showing on there right now? Maybe you can help me out with that real quick. Because this hiding my channel is some new different shit. I ain't never did it before. But I am gonna go, I gotta make all my videos private and then put them over there. And hopefully that's, you know, that's gonna help as far as what we do over on Patreon. My Patreon isn't expensive. Anybody that's over there, y'all know I'm not over here trying to beat y'all over the head. You know, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Realist One says, not gonna lie, I miss the days when you did shows every Wednesday. I used to be in. But man, being on this road is real. Being on this road is real. It's real shit. I'm over the road. I'm out here. Now I wasn't over the summer. I wasn't, you know, on the road as much in the summertime. I was doing my local work, but you can't make real money. The only reason I did that because my kids was out of school and they was staying, you know, at the house here with me. So, you know, I need to, you know, get home every day. So, but man, please listen. You're not making no real money if you local. It's tough. You got to get your ass out there and drive. So now I'm getting back into now, you know, kids in school and stuff like that. So now we're getting back out here in these streets. And I'm going down to Georgia, loading up and bringing it back up to North Carolina. I've been doing that. So it occupies a lot of time. What? Gina, let me tell you this. Gina Turner says, Rob, if you go to YouTube Studio, you can hit select all and make all your videos private at one time. It's easy. Say less. Say less. I did not know that. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So now, that's even better. Now, the process will just be me taking them from over there and putting them up on, and sliding them over to Patreon. And maybe what I'll do is, I wonder if I share the link to my channel over there, would that work? I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. Don't y'all worry about that. But I appreciate the information. I really appreciate the information. You like the dose? Maya's mom says the best videos we used to record in the bathroom. I did used to be in there chilling on my phone. We used to get it in though. Bathroom, kitchen, like it didn't matter where the fuck I was. We used to get it in all the time. That's back when I was actually making money off YouTube though. You see what I'm saying? That's back when I could make money off YouTube talking like that. But that shit came in later. You see what I'm saying? I could make money off making videos on YouTube back then. Now I wouldn't be able to make any money not off advertisements on YouTube or AdSense. I wouldn't be able to make that money because I'm not going to talk how they want me to talk. I'm not going to do that. There's no way. There is no way I'm doing that. But mad love to y'all that, you know, that's been here for that long, that's fuck with me for that long, who know I've been on this shit for a long ass time, who know this shit. Motherfuckers be running around disrespecting me like I just showed up. Like, oh, you must be one of them hoteps niggas. Like, I mean, maybe, but bitch, fuck you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I am, but fuck you anyway for trying to say it like that. Bitch. The fuck? Yeah, but I'm consistent. And I ain't never sacrificed my morals. I ain't never been scamming nobody, none of my people. I ain't never did shit. But be consistent. Fuck you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. Say it's only just like, okay. I do wonder that, well, okay, we gonna figure this shit out. Y'all don't worry. We gonna do it. What y'all got? Anybody got any questions or anything like that real quick before I get the fuck up out of here? Any questions, any arguments, anything like that? Absolutely. I think about that every day. Deshaun said, you ever thought about having your own business, right? Absolutely. I think about that shit every day. It's coming. I'm coming. Not only my own business, but also my own, I want to say like a nonprofit as well. My own nonprofit as well. Yeah. To help out our kids, to help out our community. Yeah. I'm working. I'm telling you, y'all don't understand how stretched thin I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm working. Believe that. Believe that. You can believe that. Because I'm not gonna come out here and lie to y'all. I don't do that. I'm coming. Okay? I'm coming. And I'm gonna need y'all to come with me. But it's most definitely coming. I'm working. BB somebody you can go live every Saturday. I ain't saying I couldn't. I mean, I probably could go live more, but I swear, like, what it takes, you know what I'm saying, to come in here and basically and talk this shit like this. Because it don't take, because again, this is who I am in real life. So it don't take a lot of necessarily energy, but just sitting here doing this shit, being on camera, it takes something. And when you've been, because again, I'm fresh off of working today. I still work on Saturdays. Like, the only day I have off is Sunday. And I'm going to hoop. Tomorrow I'm going to the park and I'm going to hoop. That's what I do on Sundays. I'm going to hoop tomorrow. The sun's going to be out. I'm going to the park and I'm hooping. I'll be doing that the whole day. I'm going to get up now in the morning. I'm going to get up and do some cleaning and stuff like that. You know, wash the clothes, do all my domesticated stuff. And I'm going to the park. Sunday's my only real day off. I work from Monday to Saturday and Sunday's my only day off. As of right now. That's what we're doing right now. As of right now. Oh, shit. What am I doing? Shani, what I'm lying about? She said, you do. I bought my James Baldwin hoodie from you. Stop lying. Well, hey, I don't mind to stop lying, but what I done lied about? Real quick. I don't mind being called no liar, but shit, pull my card. What I done lied about real quick. Which part I lied about? When I said I wasn't nothing for sale, I was talking about like I'm not selling courses or selling mentorship or selling advice or anything like that. That's what I meant. But I do, y'all know I sell t-shirts. I do that. Oh, you talking about business, my own business. I mean, I can't, I don't consider, one, I don't publish it like that. Like, I don't focus on that. Like, that's not where I earn my income. That's what I guess when he was talking about my own business, I was thinking more like, that's what I do. I think I was thinking like that. Like, I don't press t-shirts in the garage or nothing like that. I don't do that. We good in here. We good. Somebody say, how's your night going? Good, man. I mean, it's good. We here. Hopefully everybody doing good. Everybody healthy. Watching these, these politicians get out here and play, and the coon's gonna come out here and play for them. Florida's asking me, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency? Really the same thing as my thoughts on all currency. It's all fake. It's all fake. Now, if you invested in crypto and you made some money on crypto, hey, do your crypto thing. But it's all fake shit, man. It's all fake shit. If the internet was to drop right now, or to fall out right now, crypto's gone. And that just takes a matter of being hacked, which they claim a lot of hacks be happening. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that at all. They don't be getting hacked as much as they claim. I think a lot of that shit be set up, but it's just not real. All money is what you make it, and what society makes it. Every bit of currency is what society makes it. This is why the American dollar cannot be backed by any type of gold or natural resource, and it still has value. It's what you make it. It's like with crypto. I ain't telling nobody not to invest. Hey, go invest, do your thing. But no, it won't. They won't get none of my money off of it. They won't be. It won't be me at all. I will not be doing that. I will not be doing. I appreciate this. I appreciate that. Simply D. So you seem like the type of dude that'll give good advice about almost anything. I do all right. I do all right. It might be hard. That's the only thing about my advice. It may not be. It's not gonna be. You know what I'm saying? It may not be. I guess rated G. It may not be soft enough. It may not be said in the proper, tonality. But I do a good job. I'm gonna be real. That's the problem that people have with my advice is I'm gonna be real about the shit. I'm gonna be real. I have not actually. I haven't seen Paris. I haven't seen any movies. I ain't watched no movies. The last movie I watched was Divorce in the Black. That was the last movie I watched. Everybody was talking about this shit. I had to go watching Divorce in the Black. I'm sitting here like, what the fuck? Tyler Perry might be one of the wildest niggas ever made. This is a wild man. That was the last movie I watched. Divorce in the Black. Divorce in the Black. Marshawn Clark says, what's the nonprofit going to be about? Will it entail one thing specifically? Well, it will entail what my idea about a nonprofit is, because I understand how not only how many black children are homeless, how many black children are hungry, how many black children don't have the material and supplies they need to go to school a lot of times, and how that distracts them from being their best self as a student. I want my nonprofit to really be about trying to mitigate some of those circumstances, trying to feed, almost like y'all remember, where you had like the Black Panther Party, what they did with the original breakfast program, which is where they stole and bit off the idea of the WIC program. And I'm not saying it's going to be as prolific as their program, but I do understand, and we're ignoring how many children are out here homeless. We're ignoring these mothers, these single mothers, and some even single fathers that are out here struggling. We're ignoring these people, and they are making homelessness illegal. So I want to be able to, for specifically black people, nobody else. Okay, my nonprofit, nobody. I don't give a fuck about anybody else, and I'm going to be like that unapologetically. It's going to be that way. But that's the type of, just looking out for these black children out here, because I know they are suffering. I don't give a fuck about what the perception is on this internet. I know that these kids is hungry. A lot of them go to school hungry. A lot of times the only food they get is at school. They don't have the supplies they need to go to school and be able to focus on their work. And I think that, on top of the fact that they're sitting in a fucking classroom, that is causing them not to be able to learn as effectively as I feel as though they could learn. So I want to look out for the kids and the parents of these kids. That's what my whole thing is going to be about. Because I'm not with the whole let's fake like everybody got money shit. Like I'm against that. I'm against that whole movement, because it's convoluted and it's causing people to fake like they're not regular people. Like they don't have bills that may stress them out sometimes, like lights about to get turned off, water about to get turned off and shit like that. Like people got to get online and fake. And I hate that that's the standard now. Like I know, I see people out here every day struggling. And everybody acts like it's not even happening. And to me, that's out of control. But that's what, I don't know if that's one thing specifically, but black children. That's my main, and the people who take care of these black kids, which would be their black parents. That's my whole thing. I'm tired of this fake shit. This society is so fucking fake to me, and everybody's acting like they're okay, and I know they're not. It's crazy to me. I don't like that. And it's having a directly adverse effect on our children. It just is. It just is. So my nonprofit, that's what it would be built on. Now, the one thing about me doing a nonprofit, I don't have a lot of knowledge. about this. I'm ignorant about this. I've been doing some research and reading up as to how to get funding for a nonprofit. And if anybody have any information, any knowledge about this, please feel free to email me, message me on Facebook, Instagram, or anything like that, because this is not an area that I'm well versed in. You see, I'm not. That's not something I'm going to be seeking out to the people for help and guidance and assistance in that way. Absolutely. But I hate what society has done. I hate what society has become. I hate that shit. I hate it. I loathe it with a passion. When I see people get on this internet and everybody's life is okay, everybody's life is good, ain't nobody got no bills to pay, everybody just living lavish, everybody just out here just going to the most expensive hotels, on the most expensive vacations. No, the fuck we're not. That is not what's happening in real life at all. And these kids are suffering because of it. When I go up to my children's schools and stuff like that, and I see like these, little kids they're hungry, they don't even have pencils, don't even have, they don't even have what they need, book bags and stuff like that. And I understand there are people that do book bag drives and shit like that, but I don't know if there's a nonprofit organization built around it. I'm not saying there's not, but that's what I want. I want my shit to be about that, first and foremost. And then turning our minds and then trying to get up out of this matrix mindset that we have, this coon mindset that we have, this cowardly mindset that we have, and the fact that we feel as though all our power is going up to a goddamn voting booth, that's wrong as fuck. It's just wrong. It's a wrong mentality to have. So, let me see. A grant writer, Rob, I just said that. Okay, say less. A grant writer, hey, say less. I'll do some research on grant writing. I don't know much about it, but again, I'll do some fucking research on it. Yo. JB says, gotta have a backup plan if they try to take down such a program, because they did it with the program called the Fearless Fund that was set up by Black women. Damn. Okay. Well, I mean, really, with me being, I guess, a backup plan, I guess if people have access to me, because we don't really need the banner of a nonprofit necessarily. It makes it better for people to donate to you, and people feel as though, you're a legit entity more so, and they can write that off on their taxes as well. But I think really it's almost like what I'm trying to build with B123. It can be organic. It don't necessarily have to be on a nonprofit shit. So I guess my backup plan would be just the organic people that fuck with me already. I guess that would be my backup plan. But that's crazy if they taking down programs. Now I don't know much about that program or whether it was set up as a official nonprofit with actual tax exemption as well. I don't know how it was set up. But of course, I know sabotage will happen. I know sabotage will happen. I know that. And then trying to get the people that I would want to support me. The people that I would want to support me is Black folk. So I would have to rely on Black people. I would have to rely on Black people. That's just what it would be. But I'm most definitely, I'm working. Know that. I am working. Mad love, Shawnee. Mad love to you. Shawnee said, we will all do research and send you emails. Mad love to you. Say it's a group effort. Mad love to you. Please do that. Or message me on any level, wherever I can do. Anything I can do. Search for grants in your area. Okay, say less. I'm on it. Grants, I'm on it. Because again, if I'm ignorant about something, I'm not the type that's going to sit around like I know some shit I don't know. That ain't the type man I am. That's not the type man I am. And I think I have to have people like, people in positions within the organization as well. So, I got work to do. I know that. But I'm working. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am working. Please believe that. Now, that's real. This is real. Intellectual Simpleton says, I always say I'm just a regular ninja. Y'all don't have to do this. Please. I beg of y'all, stop this. Okay? Ninja nigga. Say what you gonna say. You ain't got to do that. Said with regular ninja problems. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do none of that. We can talk regular over here. This is a free space. You can talk regular. I'm not with all that ninja shit. We ain't got to do none of that. We don't have to do any of that. Yeah, you good, bruh. Intellectual, no. You're fine. This is a safe space. We don't have to talk like that over here. There's no monetization. Everything's on the cool, on the humble. Like, we gonna talk regular over here. We're not gonna let them bitches. The stuff that, and my problem is we allow these motherfuckers to control us in ways that they shouldn't be able to. Because when I saw black people basically champion censorship, I was disgusted. I watched it happen. I watched it happen right here on YouTube. I watched it. The devolution is what it was. I watched this shit happen. Black people champion. Like, why would y'all champion censorship? Like, why did we do that? We knew who was going to be the most affected by it. We still did it anyway. Well, I ain't gonna say we knew. Clearly, we don't know much of it. We don't understand a whole lot of things. But there is no way I was gonna champion censorship. But that's what we've done. We champion censorship like a motherfucker. That's what we did. Once we champion censorship, where did it come? Okay, y'all with it? Okay, well now you will have to say shit like ninja and grape and all this bullshit. Like, oh, we thought that we was gonna get rid of all the white people to saying nigger. No, that's silly. That was nothing. They couldn't say that shit. It don't matter. Like, what the fuck? How did that bother? My problem was these people really feel like that, really act like that. Why would you seeing how people really feel about you? How does that bother you? Never bothered me. I got called a nigger all the time. Hell, I get on the game right now. Call of Duty. I can get on the game right now and I'll be called a nigger just cause. That shit never bothered. I don't give a fuck about that. We champion censorship, and then we the ones that are the most affected by it. Our channel's getting blocked and knocked down all left and right, and we champion that bullshit. That was crazy to me. That was crazy to me. And that's what's happened. We champion censorship, and black people gonna be the most affected by that. I don't know why we don't notice that by now. Now you can't even talk about racism. Okay? Now you can't even talk about racism like you want to. You gotta be kind and polite about it. But I'm not that type. So because I'm not that type, this is how I know I can't monetize my videos. They're not gonna be monetized because I'm not about to do all that. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Pyro the Enigma says, I have a less serious questions in regard to tonight's UFC fight. I don't know. To be fair, I know nothing about UFC. I watch absolutely no sports whatsoever. Says, how do you feel about Drekas, a native cave apartheid African, calling out Izzy, an actual African, on being a real African? I feel like this actually ties into people sitting around talking about Kamala's dad is Jamaican. The fact that we don't understand that a white caveman is an African, if he's born in Africa, that's where his family's been. A lot of South Africa, they Africans. But now I don't know if he's calling out Izzy, whoever that is, on being a real African. Hopefully, whoever this actual African is can whoop this other cave African's ass. That's the only thing you can hope. Because I did see clips of Dante Wilder getting his ass knocked the fuck out again. Now, I don't watch the sports, but I saw it on social media. He done got his ass knocked out by some white man. And I was like, God damn, I thought he was supposed to be like some type of, big time representing black people and all this old shit. Hopefully, this actual African man can go in there and whoop that boy's ass. That's all I can be. As far as him being called out, I don't have any thoughts on that. But hopefully, the black man go in there and beat the white man's ass. That's all you can hope. And hopefully he feels disrespected. It made him hit the speed bag a little bit more, jump a little bit more rope, whatever the fuck he got to do. Like, but watching Dante Wilder get his ass knocked the fuck out by, like, he talk all that big shit and then get your ass knocked out by white boys. That's what you're doing. Okay, but it's just like, nigga, you might want to go sit your ass down, my boy, because now it's consistently you getting your ass whooped by white men. You need to sit your ass down. You need to sit your ass down. I don't know much, but I know that hopefully whoever the brother is from Africa can go in there and whoop that white man's ass. And then he can say it with his chest, essentially. Because to be called out and then get your ass whooped by a white man, I mean, that would be the L right there to me. Getting your ass drug in that bitch. Like, nigga. Nigga. Don't be in there getting knocked out. Do not be in there knocked out. I did not know. Brian says that I know that Steve Harvey's from West Virginia. I did not know Steve Harvey was from West Virginia. I knew that Randy Moss was from West Virginia. I know Randy Moss from out there. I did know that. But I didn't know Steve Harvey was from there at all. But they do got black people in West Virginia. I done been out there. Well, I mean, I've had to work out there, you know, driving trucks and shit like that. There's some black folk out there. Few and far between. And they're not really, you know what I'm saying? They're not this. Because when I went out there, they was looking at me just like the white folks was. Like, who the fuck is this nigga? Head up? Black power? What the fuck? What you doing around here? You know what I'm saying? Basically, you know, black folk will treat you like that. In some of these small country places, they're not used to seeing a black person be, you know, upright, proudful, even like almost in their stride and see me represent the way. Because I go to work like this. Like, y'all know this. Some of y'all done been with me. I go to work like this. This is I wear this shirt to work. It means nothing to me at all. Tie, right? So, you know, you will have people I'm constantly being looked at anyway. But in these small country towns and stuff like that, the little couple black people to be around, they be looking at me too, like, this nigga, did he not know what? And basically, almost like they be scared for me a little bit. Like, nigga, you might want to get them. Like, nope, don't be scared for me. It's okay. I'm gonna look at you in the eyes. I'm gonna look at these caves in the eyes. And if anyone I'm doing anything, then we just gonna have to get it in out here. That's just what's gonna happen. It just is what it is to me. And I don't bite my tongue. I don't miss words. I don't do none of that stuff. So, you know, that's how I travel all across this country. I'm this. And in a lot of places, the black people there, like in West Virginia and some of these other places, they'll be looking like, what the fuck? This man, like, they're trying to be scared for me and shit. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. It's not, you know, it's not. I'm not one of them ones. And I advise you to stop being a coward. You know, I advise you to stop doing it. I advise you to stop doing it. Jalen Harris says, did you watch the Dr. Umar Breakfast Club interview? I did. And it says, I still don't get the Project 2025 shit. There's nothing to get. Don't worry yourself with useless bullshit. Okay? Project 2025 is not, it's nothing. It's another piece of anti-black legislation, like most all of it is. It's another piece of anti-black legislation that black people, like we always have to, stand up for ourselves in the face of all forms of anti-blackness. That's all it is. That's what you got to do every day anyway. So it's nothing. There's nothing to get. Don't even allow yourself to get caught up in I think it's over 900 pages. I'm not reading that shit at all. I've read over some of it. It's anti-black. Okay, business as usual. Okay? That's what America 3Ks don't get this shit fucked up and corporate. That's what it's been anyway. It's been anti-black. You, me, and all black people, whenever we're dealing with anti-blackness, must stand up. That's it. That's all. In every single form of it, you stand up. That ain't gonna change. Don't worry. Project 2025 was a fucking scare tactic. Okay? They act like, well, racism gonna get big now. Been big. Okay? Like, been big. What the fuck are you even talking about? But that's how they presented it. Well, racism about to get real big now. Been big. Okay? It's not my issue is they want us to believe that it's not big so we can then act like it's going to get big now. Like, no, I didn't fall for the Barack Obama trick that racism is gone now. I didn't fall for that. So you didn't convince me racism went away. Therefore, you can't convince me that racism is going to be back big. It's been big. Black people are going to have to stand up for ourselves at all times. Be ready to stand up for yourself at all times in the face of any and all anti-blackness. Here's what it is. Don't even worry about the 2025 shit. Don't worry about that. Because just like in 2024, you got to stand up for against anti-blackness for yourself. If you're that type of black man, then same thing in 2025, same thing in 26, 27, 28, so on and so forth. Okay? Standing up against anti-blackness has to become the foundation in which black culture is built on. Period. Don't even worry about 2025. Don't worry about that. Don't you worry about that at all. We got enough going on out here as it is. Don't worry about shit like that. At all. You're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to stand up. Nandy Johnston says, Rob, did you hear anything about who's now called migrants allegedly being allowed to rob a gun shop? If so, why? I have not heard about that. But, I mean, like, why you're asking why they were allowed to rob a gun shop? I guess the only way that you would be able to answer that question is if you believe that, you know, that those types of crimes, that people are always trying to stop those types of crimes. You have to believe that the police or this legal system is really out here trying to stop crime. They're not. Okay? It's not real. And if they were allowed to rob a gun shop, if they did, and you say if so, why, then they may go out and catch some bodies. Okay? They may go out and catch some bodies. So then they could say, well, these immigrants or these migrants are responsible for crime. Bad migrants. Bad migrants. So they like to play games like that. So then what we'll do as a people is turn to the immigrants, which there's a lot of that going on. You have your, black Americans versus immigrants, or, the versus match. So then what they'll be able to say is, well, those people are criminals, even though they're the ones letting them in, mind you. Now, I said the same thing about the border. They're not trying to stop those people from coming across this border at all. And just like you're saying they were allowed to rob a gun store, I'm sure they were. So now if they go catch a body with that, what they'll do is say, well, look at these immigrants with all this crime. They're the ones out here responsible for all this crime. So what we'll do, and like we have a tendency to do, is turn our attention to them and then make the migrants or the immigrants or whatever you want to call them, make them our enemy, as opposed to looking down our enemy in the face, which is a white man and his mom. That's our enemy. Okay? That's our enemy. It has been our enemy the whole time. And anybody who click up and link up with the white man and his mama, that's why these so-called Hispanics, they're your enemy as well. Because they click up and link up with the white man and his mama. The Asians click up and link up with the white man and his mama. So they're all your enemies. But to get your attention off them, they want you to turn your attention to these criminals that's coming here and take all your jobs. It's the basic same bullshit they've been running the whole time, and we fall for it every time. Every time. They know the plays to run on us. So that's what I would think, is that boom, they stole some guns, boom, go out and catch a couple bodies, do some crime with those guns, then they're gonna have us looking at them like they're criminals. Even though they're the ones letting them in, we'll be focused on them. We won't be focused on what's going on in reality and focus on who our real enemy is. I think it's just a diversion tactic. But I think that about most of this shit. Just Renew said, this the dude with the tattoos? Yeah. I still got him. Yeah, I still got him. Yeah. I still got all that going on, man. This is the nigga with the tattoos, okay? It's me. It's me. It is me. I am here. And that nigga is still in me, okay? Not a coon, but I'm still in there. Like, we can get it in. We can get it in. Okay? It's still in there. And I have to remind people that sometimes they're like, well, you're a Hotep guy. You're supposed to be about peace, and I am. But I'm still, I'm with the shits. Like, we can get it in, like, wherever you want to do it. I don't give a fuck at all about none of that shit. I'm with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm with that. I am with that. So, but yeah, this is the nigga with tattoos. We still here. Evolved, but still here. I still get seen about a whole lot of shit. About all types of different topics and shit like that. We can still get it in about a whole lot of shit. So, yeah, we here. We are here. Those are facts. Those are facts. Right. Exactly. Lady Eve says they really not, and they won't stop them. It will kill too many jobs. And really what they want from them is the cheap labor. They know those people are coming from war torn or crime kind of infested countries and things like that. So they know they can come over, they get them people over here. Not only will those people work for the LO, they'll always be afraid of law enforcement or the ICE agents come and ship their asses back. So they're going to try to be on the best behavior, a lot of them. That way they can be controlled easily, or we'll send you back to where you came from. Okay? They've tried to be tough on black people about crime, but they ain't got nowhere to send us back to, essentially. You see what I'm saying? So what they'll do is bring them in, pay them low wages. They won't be able to say shit about the low wage. They won't be able to unionize against that, which the death of the unions caused really so many issues, and why we don't boycott with our labor as much as we should. The death of the unions, but them people ain't gonna unionize, and it also allowed to be victims of crime, and they won't go to the police because they know they're illegal as well. So there's also that works out in the favor of the biggest criminal. The two biggest criminals on earth is the white man and his mom. So that works out in our favor too. So now you got people you can treat any old type of way. They don't believe they got no rights. They ain't gonna stand up for themselves at all. You know? So that's they rely on that as well. They rely on that as well. Oh, my bad. Let me see. Nanny says it's believed that the immigrants are allowed here, flouting ICE laws and legal ports of entry. Why? To go against black Americans. I don't necessarily believe this to go against black Americans, but deputized to help them weird extra racism. I don't believe in extra racism. I think that's not real. I don't believe they're being sent here to go against black Americans specifically. I think that they want us to see it like that because, again, once you start thinking like that, they racist as fuck. I mean, we know that. I mean, hell, from the would be the ones that aren't illegal are racist. They all racist as fuck. They all racist. So to me, that part is okay. I'm the one who been told y'all Hispanics are anti-black. Don't give a fuck if more come, they anti-black. What that means is black people gonna have to stand up for ourselves against all forms of anti-blackness. So, but if we start looking at them, again, I'm struggling. I mean, because I know they're being let in. So for black people to be upset about immigrants and not be upset about the people who let them in, that's silly. You picking the wrong enemy at that point, in my opinion, anyway. I don't give a fuck about none of that. I don't have no fear. I have none. That's if they want to go against me, okay. That's everybody else against me every day. So more so-called Hispanics against me. Oh no. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean shit to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie that I don't care because I don't have any fear and I could give a fuck less about who comes into the country. I know if a motherfucker is anti-black and they're coming to harm me or coming to spew some anti-black rhetoric, I'm going to deal with them or die trying. I don't give a fuck. That's me. That's the heart and the courage that I'm trying to instill on my people as opposed to being scared. Oh no, more racists coming. You're surrounded by them every day. All day. Really? You're surrounded by them every day, all day. And they're not, to me, that's the situation we're in every day, all day anyway. So you have to fortify your mind first and be ready to stand up for yourself at all times. That's just what you have to do. That's what you got to do. And if you're going to be mad at somebody, be mad at the motherfuckers that letting them in. And guess who letting them in? White folks. So go be mad at the white man and his mama. There's no point in being mad at them. If I'm in a war-torn country and I get let in, I'm coming in too. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. This is why I don't have that type of animosity towards immigrants. I know who letting them in. I'm not gonna let them play the game on me like they're just getting in. We don't know what the fuck is going on. So you telling me you can't fortify our border, but you can send millions of dollars to Ukraine. You can send billions of dollars to Ukraine. You can send billions of dollars to Israel, but you can't fortify our border. You can make sure that Israel has this, this dome weapon system that they can shoot Basically, they can shoot rockets out of the sky. They spent billions of dollars on this shit. You can do all of that. You can do all of that. But you can't secure no borders? You want me to believe that? That's ridiculous. I'm not going to believe that. You know you letting them people in. It is what it is. Like, why would any of us believe this stuff? We got military bases in all these countries. Bring all your military out of these other countries and put them bitches at the border. All around this bitch. Put your base at the border of, the entire stretching the entire border. That's from the north and from the south. Get your ass out of everybody else's business. Come handle yours. So you think I'm about to sit here and then take my understanding, my common sense, and say, well, them immigrants, they just coming over here to take our jobs. And no, they're coming over here for safety. First of all, a lot of them coming for safety and to escape persecution in a lot of their countries and crime in a lot of their countries. And they're going to want to work. They're going to want to make money and provide for their families. That's the uniform. That's one universal truth, is that people are going to come. They're going to want to feed their children. So I'm going to now be mad at these people. I'm not for coming over here and doing the best they can to make it. No, I would never. America can't convince me that those are my enemies. What I do know is that you can get your ass out of other conflicts all over the place. Send our troops, these people that risk their lives for this country, send our troops and just put you some defense at the borders. You can do that, but they won't do that. So to me, it's like, don't nobody give a fuck. No, don't nobody really give a fuck about that. It's just not me. I'll say me personally. I don't give a fuck about them immigrants, migrants. I know America don't give a fuck about stopping them from coming in here. They don't care at all. They gonna let them. Exactly. Rennie Den says they want them here. That's why they're supplying them with debit and EBT cards. Not only debit and EBT card, but also housings up in hotels and shit. Now, again, won't do shit for the homeless here. But what they're doing when these immigrants come in, a lot of black people are mad at these immigrants because they're getting these benefits. You can't be mad at them for taking the benefits. You gotta be mad at the motherfuckers that's giving them to them. It makes no sense for me to be mad at somebody who is coming from, war-torn country or criminal, infested country, and America be like, here go $9,000 on an EBT card. Here, I got a hotel for you to stay. And on the fact of them taking that, taking that refuge, I'm mad at them. No, that's silly. That's dumb. But what I see a lot of black people doing is being mad at these people. Like, well, who the fuck are you? Like, you wouldn't take that? Like, you need bread, you don't know where the fuck you at. A lot of them don't even speak the language. No habla English, right? And you give them money, you give them somewhere to stay, and I'm gonna be mad at them. Not the motherfucker that gave them the money, not the motherfucker that gave them somewhere to stay. Meanwhile, our children, our people out here suffering, I'm gonna be mad at the people who giving it, not the people who coming. It don't make no sense to me. I don't get that. I don't. I really don't get that. I don't get that at all. But I do see that some black people have made immigrants and migrants, made them the number one enemy of black people. And it's just, no, your enemy is the one pulling the goddamn strings. That's your number one enemy. It ain't changed. It ain't no number two. Like, ain't no number two, number three. You got one. It's the white man and his mama. It's been the same people every time. Every time they try to make you turn your head to look at somebody else, they lying. Okay? Okay? If they really want to show you who the enemy was, they would expose themselves. But they're not doing it, are they? No, they want you to turn your head. They want you looking at here. They want you looking over there. They want you looking over there. Because them motherfuckers are the ones pulling the strings. And that just is what it is. If you care about your tax dollars and all this type of shit. No, I disagree. Nandy says, we're not mad at immigrants. One, you can't, don't say we. Because now you're making yourself a representative of a group. And I'm not making you the representative of a group at all. We're not mad at the immigrants, non-green card holders, yet we're aware that they have been programmed and deputized to harangue us. So it's best to steer clear of them. Okay. It's not real, but okay. If that's what you believe, steer clear of them. I mean, are you steering clear of white people too, or just immigrants? Because that would mean that you've been steering clear of white people your whole life. And I know you haven't, because you can't. You can't steer clear of white people because you got to go to work. You got to do all these other things where white people are at. They exist in these spaces. Okay? And generally speaking, when we're dealing with acts of racism, when black people end up murdered, it's typically not these immigrants. It's going to be white folk. They can, because they know they can kill and get away with it. They can kill us and get away with it. So, it's, again, it's your choice. You live your life however you got to live it. But I'm not teaching it over here. We fear no one. We don't fear nobody. We keep our head on a swivel regardless. But I know who my enemy is. Immigrants, nah. They're not my enemy. Not my enemy at all. Now, if they're coons or if they are anti-black, that makes them my enemy, not them being immigrants alone. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's where I'm different is if they ain't bother me, ain't be anti-black towards me, I could give a fuck less. Okay? You're saying they're being programmed to come against us. That's not real. Like, you're just making this stuff up at this point. Now, I'm not saying you haven't been told that, but it's not real. Okay? If they are being programmed, then you have to know who's programming them. And you're not talking about them. You said, and I'll quote you on this, they have been programmed. Who did the programming? You said they have been programmed, deputized to harangue us. Who's doing the programming? Who's doing the deputizing? Those are the people that you should steer clear of. Whatever your answer is there. Whatever your answer is for who programmed them and who deputized them, then that should be who you steer clear of. But that's your choice. You live your life however you gotta live it. You do your thing. You do you. I'm not holding you at all. Lady E says, I'm not mad at anyone, but you're right about them doing that shit. Well, you should be a little mad. Like, I think black people, we too kind, you should be a little bit mad. I'm not saying walk around angry, but the same way that we walk around, I seen somebody ask a question earlier about when do I think the online internet war between black men and women going to be over? I don't think it's going to be over. I think there's too much money being made and capitalism rules over everything. Capitalism is first here. Okay, because the money being made, that war is never going to end. But the same way that we be mad at each other, whether it's black man versus black woman versus black, the same anger that we have in those cases, I think we should take that energy and use it on the caves and use it against the caves. And I'm not saying in physical violence, but I'm talking about in how we stand up and how we present. We should be standing up and speaking up for ourselves, regardless of when these people are around. We should be mad. I don't know how we're not. I don't know what makes people happy about this life. I don't get it. I can't understand it. I mean, I know we got some good stuff, okay? You run into some good sex, some good food, and whatever hobby you got. Those are about three things. Okay? Those are the three things. Whatever hobby you got. Sex, good food, like eating your food, taking care of your kids. I'm gonna throw kids in there too, even though kids, they can get on your goddamn nerves, right? But we'll still throw them in there. And whatever hobby you got. Okay? This shit is trash. If you're not mad, then I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get it. I'm mad. I be mad. Or more. I guess more to the point. I be not. I guess I'm not able to dismiss all of this behavior to be happy. Okay? I'm not able to dismiss what's going on out here in this world in an effort to be all smiles and jovial all the time. I'm not able to do that. My thoughts are not that. It does infuriate me, the games that they play. It infuriates me more that the games work and that they're continuing to work. That's what infuriates me more than anything else. What the white man and his mama doing, they gonna do. Okay? Understand it. I know who my enemy is. I know they're gonna do what they're gonna do. But how we respond to this stuff infuriates me more than anything. I feel like I'm out of place. I feel like I don't belong here on this earth. I don't even know. Honestly, a lot of times I don't even know what the fuck I'm alive for doing. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. That's true from my heart. What the fuck am I doing here? Okay? What am I doing here? Not only what am I doing here, but because people don't even think like I think, everybody else cool, I'm not cool. How the fuck did this happen? And then what the fuck am I doing here amongst these people that's cool? That's okay. Okay? What am I doing here with people that would rather spend their time online arguing, black men and women online arguing against each other every day, all day? What the fuck am I doing here with these people? And these are grown people now, mind you. They had time to learn. You've had time to coon and grow. Okay? You've had time to do it. What am I doing here with these people? I think like that every day. What the fuck am I doing here? Every single day. Every single day I think like that. What am I doing here? What the fuck is the point? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the point of this shit? What's the point? I think like that every day I wake up and I get out here and it's monotonous. You know, you get up, you go to work. You go to work for your kids. You go to work to try to, figure out life to make sure your kid's okay. But when I look at what I'm going to call this the political arena, how black people are, and I'm not talking about like black on black crime, not none of that stupid ass low brow, low frequency arguments. I'm talking about the fact that we don't have black pride as the foundation of would be black culture. I don't get it. It blows my mind, and it upsets me every day. That upsets me more than anything. Like, I convince black people to love themselves. I gotta convince black people to hold their motherfucking head up. I gotta convince black people to stop calling me a motherfucking hotep. You a coward and a hoe. Ain't nothing wrong with me, something wrong with you. I hate that. I absolutely loathe that every day. Something's wrong with you. Why you ain't grown yet? You still the same? Why you ain't grown? What the fuck are you doing? What are you looking at? What picture are you looking at to where you think everything's okay? You working 3 or 4 jobs and getting on goddamn social media acting like you rich. And you out here working your ass to death. You okay? You cool with that? That don't bother nobody? Okay. 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 Guess what we doing? Guess what we doing? Guess what's happening out here? Righteous Indignation says, throwing up the fact that immigrants get free health care. What's supposed to happen? Humans seeking medical care is a part of the Hippocratic Oath. They can't be turned away. That's just humane. You know what? Righteous, I have no idea what people expect these people to do. I don't know. I think they're honestly low-hanging fruit. And because we are too scared and too cowardly to face our real enemy, we'll choose these other, proxies. We'll treat them as our enemy, and we'll say silly shit about free or them getting free healthcare when that should be an American. All of us should be getting free healthcare as well. The health insurance industry, I mean, that's a whole nother situation. But that shit is a scam. It's a scam. This is why these companies are billionaires. Like, it's a scam. Big farm, insurance, all this shit is a fucking scam. I'm gonna be mad about that before I'm mad at giving some goddamn immigrants some fucking free healthcare. I don't give a fuck about that. Could care less. These motherfuckers been making billions. Big Pharma is in cahoots with the insurance companies. Billions that's being made. Which I think all insurance is a fucking scam. Every single bit of it is a scam. All of it. All of it is a fucking scam. And that's from something as simple as car insurance. You pay your car insurance all motherfucking year. You don't get into no wreck, no accident, no nothing. Why the fuck don't you get no goddamn check back? You don't get anything back. Them bitches, what they doing is all the CEOs that run these companies are somewhere on boats having goddamn doing trips, doing coke, and buying pussy. You ain't got no accident. Nothing happened. You don't get nothing back at all. All insurance is a fucking scam. Every bit, from top to bottom, all of it is. And the fact that Americans, the would-be citizens that are here in America, don't get free health care, they can't fund that, but can fund Ukraine, they can fund Israel, it should be something that makes everybody mad. But no one's mad. Kids out here sick as fuck. Their parents can't afford the goddamn medication. Now, that's one thing that Kamala did say, that she said she was going to be working on lowering the cost of prescription medication. My problem with that is, not only if you're working on lowering the cost, let's say there's a prescription drug that costs $100. I don't need it for it to be $95. And I'm like, woo, Lord, I can't believe, look at what the president's doing. No, fuck that. You know damn well there's been a crooked system that's been running for decades now. I mean, the whole time, Big Farm, hell, even Bill Clinton was in the pocket of Big Farm. Nonetheless, you've been overcharging people for prescription drugs the whole time. These prescription drug companies, billionaires. What the fuck you mean you're going to try to get the price decreased? It should be damn near free. What do you mean if you really care about health? But they don't. If a person cannot pay, they then cannot receive the best health care. Why is that? Why are we okay with that? We'll chalk it up to, oh, them bitches is poor, so what can you do? What the fuck you mean? This is America, right? This is why the question must be asked. America great when? People, poor people, lower class people, poor people, or I'll say lower middle and lower class people, even middle class now, been suffering the whole time, being overcharged the whole time for goods and everything. This is how these companies make billions of dollars. It's how it happens. It's all a scam. Every fucking bit of it. Scam. These bitches got billions of dollars. They can't even spend. Scam. Kamala is introducing a plan to make prescription drugs lower. I don't need for it to go from $100 to $95. That's bullshit to me. But they know that we play these types of games with them. We are happy if gas goes from $5 to $4.50. Well, they know they can play those types of games on us, and we'll act like that's really probably, oh, woo, man, that's crazy. That's crazy as fuck. They'll knock 50 cents off of it, knock 80 cents off of it, and we'll breathe a sigh of relief. They play those types of games with this money, with these numbers. They play those types of games on us to make it seem as though progress is happening. I don't believe that in any type of way. But I'd be damn, I'd be mad at an immigrant for getting free healthcare. I could give a fuck less. Could care less. I'm gonna be envious of them getting free stuff that they're being given. They're not stealing free healthcare. They're going to get it. They're giving it to them. They're being given free healthcare. So how the fuck could I ever be mad at them? Anyway, why do we care so much about our tax dollars? Like most of our tax dollars goes to the military. Most of it's in there. The military, the so-called defense, is going in there. People being able to see doctors, because okay, let's say the immigrant does come over here. They get some type of disease. Okay, they can't get the medicine to cure it. What happens with that disease? Well, it spreads, right? Don't it? We just saw that with every other infectious diseases out here. So they don't get taken care of. They're contagious, and then come out here and spread the shit to everybody. I don't think that should be a thing. I don't care how poor you are. I think you should get top class, top level healthcare. Period. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Top level, not free shit. Top level. Everything should be top level. Jenna Turner says, Rob, how do you feel about college? Do you believe that advanced education will get you further in life? I think it can get you further in life. I think the mistake is that what we did with the education system is we said that it will get you further in life. That's the issue that I have with the education system. Not only are the prices ridiculous, and they're raising the prices of college and education or higher education. Actually, they call it higher education. It's a play on words. You can really use it in duality because, yeah, higher education. Yeah, they're raising the price of that bitch every year. Yeah, higher education. But the guarantee that we gave, and we only gave it because we were trusting this government and these other entities were telling us the truth that if you're okay, go get your degree, you can make some goddamn money out. You'll be okay. That's a lie. We've lived long enough to know that that's a lie now. So now, higher advanced education, or what you call advanced education, can get you further in life, but that doesn't mean it will. Because there's also nepotism. There's also knowing the right people. There's so many other factors that goes into finding a good job or getting in the right place that has nothing to do with advanced education at all in any type of way. So once you learn that, then now for our children, we change the narrative. Just like I was saying about Rickey Smiley with the voting. Okay, maybe our ancestors did think there was power in voting, but now we know it's not. Maybe at some point we did, or we believe that advanced or higher education will get you further in life, but now we know it don't. Now we know it does not. And everybody isn't a student. So what the suggestion is that if you're not a great academic student, then you don't deserve to make a living. You don't deserve the finer things in life. And to me, that's wrong. That skill may not be in sitting in the classroom taking tests or SATs. That may not be where their skill is. They may be more handy. I actually posted up on Facebook the other day that more women are going into doing handiwork. That's whether they're being mechanics, truck drivers. I am seeing a lot of women on the road when I'm out here. They driving the fuck out of these goddamn dry vans and these reapers. They driving the fuck out of them. But women are getting to more of these fields because I think even women have then got to the point where, okay, they told me I wasn't supposed to do this shit, but truck drivers is making a little bit of money out here, so I'm gonna go drive this goddamn truck. I don't give a fuck what they're talking about. At some point, we have to go against the propaganda and use our own observational common sense to make smarter decisions. So now, as far as what you may tell your children, yeah, it can get you a higher, get you further in life, but that don't mean it will. It's a roll of the dice, like most stuff in life that we act like it's guaranteed. Most of the shit that happens in this life is a roll of the dice. It's chance. Most of it's chance. There's nothing really wrong with that. Most of this shit is chance. You might be right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. It's chance. All this shit is chance. So I think that we just need to change the narrative just a little bit. I don't believe advanced education will get you further in life. I think it can. I think it can get you further in life, but it's not guaranteed. I just think we need to change it, just change the narrative just a little bit. And I think it'll be more honest about how we talk about this. It'll be more honest. Sweet Tea, don't be here doing this. Sweet Tea, don't be doing this. Sweet Tea, don't be. Sweet, don't be doing it. I appreciate it. No, mad love to you. Most definitely mad love to you. To my Rob, you so handsome. Don't y'all come here. Don't be, y'all not about to be. Y'all know I'm not taking no gas. I'm not taking no gas. I'm not taking no gas from y'all. Y'all know I can't be in here doing that. Okay? I can't be doing it. B-Ham says, man, where you been, Robert? You one of the first YouTubers I followed 10 years ago when I first got a YouTube. Man, they blocked that channel. They took that channel down for 6 years. Okay? In that 6 years, I was over and I had another channel. And I was doing lives on there and things like that. And I actually had a video channel too. So they got rid of me and they took me out of the algorithm, which was smart. Because had niggas been listening to me, they wouldn't be confused right now about politics if they had been actually listening to me. But that's all that happened. I just kind of came over. I have another channel and shit like that. But they got rid of me for 6 years and just randomly gave me my channel back. I don't know why they did it. I still don't know why they gave me my old channel back because I didn't do anything to earn it back. I didn't beg or nothing, so I don't know. No idea what happened there. No idea at all. So there's that. That's because they silly. Realist One says you got older people out here who believe that a degree is guaranteed success. Well, those are the same older people that also believe there's power in voting. So you got to understand when people age out, like, you can respect your elders to a certain degree, but you have to understand when they haven't caught up with or they're not paying attention to, like, well, clearly that's not true. Well, clearly there's no power in voting because it hasn't yielded any power thus far. So that must be a lie. That even if you thought that, now you know it's a lie. Clearly there's no guarantee in success by getting a degree because there are too many people that have degrees that's sitting around working in call centers. Because the jobs ain't here. Everybody, now think about that logically. If everybody just go get a degree, where the fuck the jobs at? Where are the jobs for these degrees? The jobs ain't there. So therefore, it was a lie. What they did was for these colleges, they pushed this propaganda so these colleges could make all this money. It's all about money. Everything in America is about money. Everything. There's not one thing you can name that's not about capitalism at the end of the day. And that means I will trick you. I will lie to you. I'll promote propaganda against you or to try to control your mind in one way just to get the working class people to feed in and buy into this, literally and figuratively, buy into that idea. And thus now colleges out here, $1 billion corporation. They might as well just be $1 billion corporation. These universities and shit like that. $1 billion athletic programs and a lot of them too. It's all about the money. But now that we know better, these old niggas, now you look at them like you lying. I done worked at too many jobs in my life where people have full-blown college degrees and they work at a call center. Now, I'm not shaming people working call centers at all, in any type of way. I don't shame the working class people. I don't give a fuck if you're a janitor. I don't shame anybody. Flipping bird, I don't shame anybody. Okay? But what I am saying is that for people to be told to get a degree and you're going to be okay, and you end up in the same call center with people who don't have nothing but a GED, that should have made some people mad. That should have made some people upset. And also, what should have happened at that moment is that now we change our understanding about the lies that we've been told. Now we changed it. Now I'm not saying that some of the stuff you may want to get into may require a degree. Let's say you want to go be a lawyer. You don't have to go to school and get that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about the working class people. Most working class people, these jobs don't require degrees. I think some of these jobs are actually even disgusting, acting like you need a degree. Some of them act like you need a degree, and you don't need a degree to come and do the shit that they even want you to do. They'll have somebody being a goddamn secretary or something and say that the motherfucker need a goddamn degree, and all she gonna be doing is answering phones and fetching the big man's coffee. You don't need a degree for that at all. But they'll act like you need a degree, and that's the bullshit. That's the trick they've been able to get over on us, and they've been able to lie to us. They've been able to lie. They've been able to run that game against us, and we are falling in line with it like sheep. That's what the fuck we're doing out here. And one day, at some point, we have to wake up from it. Okay? At some point, we have to. Everything is about money here. And we will not acknowledge this thing as a corporation. We act like America is some great, free, democratic country. No, it's a corporation. It's a corporation. It's a corporation. Ask yourself, why are they trying to force women to have children? This is a corporation. You need workers. You need mechanics. You need dentists. You need doctors. You need hand labor workers. You need all of them. You need all the specialized skills. You need all of them. They need workers. So they're going to try to force women to have children. And they still refuse to make a adequate male birth control, which also feeds and ties into my conspiracy. Well, where the fucking male birth control at? Where is that? Why ain't y'all giving free vasectomies? If y'all really, they want people to have children. They want people to be forced in a situation to have children so they can have workers. Like, what the fuck? We watch these motherfuckers make a whole vaccine in 4 weeks. Hell, they might have did faster than that. Where's the male birth control at? Huh? Where is that? They want this shit to happen. And they want women or women and men to not even think about, because our thing is family is spiritual, it's emotional. You want to keep your legacy, going or whatever like that. Procreation is natural in us as people. But they are feeding off the fact that, or they are reeling from the fact that birth rates declining, especially for the caves. So they're going to try to force the white bitches. It's really about them. Even though black people, we think it's about us, it ain't really about us. It's about these white bitches. The white folks' birth rate is in the negative. They want to force these white hoes to have children. They don't give a fuck about the circumstance. They want to force them to have children because quiet is kept. There's a lot of white people also that are they're in the working class. There needs to be poor people out here for capitalism to work. It has to be like this. These are the rules of capitalism. Capitalism 101. There gotta be poor people out here. Gotta be. Gotta be. Brian says, Robert, how do you feel about biracial people who have an intense hatred of black people? I know a lot of people like that on YouTube that make content. A lot of them are clearly bitter and traumatized. I don't feel no way about that. I don't feel specifically about biracial people that have an intense hatred for black people. They're anti-black. I'm against all things anti-black. That's biracial, that's black, that's fully black, that's Asian, that's purple, green, yellow, orange, everybody. I feel the same exact way. If you're anti-black, then you're anti-me, and fuck you. It's a very simple mathematical equation I worked out, and it really works in every situation. You can swap out biracial and put any race of people there, and I feel the same way. Anti-black is anti-black. It just is what it is. Whatever reason. Whatever reason they got to be it. And they can be that. I'm never going to try to convince them to love me. Like, I wouldn't go that far. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm not about to do all of that. They can stay hateful, be hateful, and, work it out however they got to work it out. And maybe one day they'll wake up, maybe they won't. But either way, I won't give a fuck. Either way, I could give no fucks whatsoever. If you're anti-black, I don't fuck with you at all, regardless of whatever racial class you fall under or put yourself in. It doesn't matter to me. Matters not. Right. This is real. Deshaun Williams says trades, certificate programs, entrepreneurship, apprenticeship is a better alternative than college nowadays. Absolutely. 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 And trades is heavy. Trades is heavy. Learning how to use your fucking hands, learning how to build stuff with your hands, or learning a skill set. Like I told somebody, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Like, so there are some people that I run into that truck drivers, they say they love trucking. They love it. They love being on the road. I got into trucking because it was the pragmatic choice. It's recession proof. It's COVID proof. Okay? Goods and services will always need to be moved. That's the only reason I do this shit. I don't love trucking. There's no way I'm gonna love work. Like, that's crazy to me. I don't know. Like, I don't know whether that's a thing. I mean, that might be a thing for some people, but there's no work I'm gonna love. Okay, unless I can sit around and make $200,000 playing video games or something cool like that, like maybe some of that type of shit. But love trucking, I don't have that feeling. It's pragmatic. It makes sense. It's recession proof. It's COVID proof. Okay, truck drivers that are willing to get out here on this road gonna make money. I was driving during COVID, no mask, no shot, none of that. I was driving during COVID. I was making good money during COVID, and on top of that, it wasn't no cars on the motherfucking road like that. I do miss that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I miss not having to compete with people who are driving like they don't want to live, like they don't want to make it home to their kids, just out here thugging. I'm dealing with it every day, all day. So I got into truck driving for that, for pragmatism alone. I don't love trucks. Like, I don't feel that way. We got some truck drivers that got trucker hats and trucker. Like, I don't feel that. I talk to these motherfuckers like, man, okay, you can be like that. I don't feel that way. This was pragmatic to me. I knew that this is what's gonna happen. This ain't going nowhere. Okay? This ain't going nowhere. They're not gonna be able to come in here and build robots to replace this work, or no. They're not gonna be able to do shit. Not the work I do. I do pneumonic tanks. They're not gonna be able to replace that. I chose pneumonic tanks for a purpose. Everything I'm doing is for pragmatism. It has nothing to do with love. No, absolutely nothing to do with love. Nothing. Ain't nobody going. Truck drivers, especially if you're over the road truck driver, they're gonna always need trucks. Motherfuckers, like, this same thing as the people who operate trains, the people who come in and clip and switch the rail cars, ports. If you go to a port, if you got them type of skills, those type of jobs, they're not going nowhere. They're not going nowhere. Because I can go on the port. I got my twit car. I can go onto a port and pick some shit up. Like, truck driving ain't going nowhere. Transportation, all forms of transportation, that shit ain't going nowhere. It's not going nowhere at all. At all. In any type of way. That's why you're seeing more women that are coming to trucking. Because what women are learning is, well, these jobs that women normally do, those jobs disappear sometimes. These women are jumping in these trucks because they know, hey, here's the job I'm going to be doing. I'm driving this truck and I'm going to be working. I don't have to worry about, something coming and it's going to stop. I drove clean through COVID. That I had all the years of lockdown, I never stopped driving. I never stopped. So it's COVID proof. That means it's pandemic proof. It's recession proof. That's why I chose truck driving. You see, I ain't got to do no goddamn love at all. I don't love. No, this was logical to me for me to do what I'm doing. It was logical to me. And some people can't handle it. I understand truck driving you have to have, you got to be able to be by yourself. You got to be willing to be alone. You got to be willing to deal with all these fucking drivers out here. It's one of the most dangerous jobs you can have because of the amount of time that you're on the road, and people are out here dying every day on the road. I mean, I see bad wrecks damn near every day. Like, it's bad, but it's not going nowhere. And that's why I do it. I would never sell this as love of truck driving to guys that I talk to about truck driving and how to get into truck driving. Look, love don't even, that's not what this is about. It's about something being here that's going to be there regardless of what the fuck is going on out here. Trucks are going to be needed. Moving trucks are going to be needed. Me, I move plastic. Y'all know that. Some of y'all done been on some of my lives with me when you watch what I move. Plastic ain't going nowhere. I'm moving plastic in pneumonic tanks. It ain't going nowhere. Other people are moving food in pneumonic tanks. Concrete, cement, sand in pneumonic tanks. That shit ain't going nowhere. Oh, these are facts. Gina Turner said COVID showed how big of a sheep and coward people are, and it's still showing it to this very day. Still. I did a post on Facebook the other day talking about how those of us that didn't get the shot, we still here, we still standing. Well, they have now said that shot is some bullshit. They done came out and said it. We made billions of dollars off y'all. That shot some bullshit. No one's going to prison for false advertising and calling it a vaccine. They should have been. That's basically false advertisement. Nobody gonna be sued for it. You can't bring lawsuits against these people because they said when they first started that shit, they said y'all not gonna be able to bring no lawsuits against us. Go get the shot. And that should have made people say no. There's no way. And a lot of people was like telling me, well, I had to do it for my job. There's no way a job is going to be able to tell me to get a fucking shot or I lose my job. Unless you are guaranteeing me if anything happens to me, then you are going to pay out for me and to take care of my family. That's the only way you're going to be able to even then I'll be like, nah, I'm still not doing it. But they didn't even guarantee people, like, if something happens to you, if you suffer from adverse effects, if you die from getting this shot, we're going to make sure your family has a $2 million life insurance policy or something. I'm going to give that to your children or give that to your family. They didn't even do that. So I knew something was wrong with people then. When people say, well, I'm going to lose my job. Fuck you talking about? What you mean? Like, what? That's all they had to say? Which is what we talked about earlier. Had everybody boycotted with their labor, they would not have been able to make those COVID mandates or those shot mandates or those mask mandates. They wouldn't have been having no mandates. The only way you can have mandates, the only way they can have those type of mandates or put any type of mandates on you is if the people are a fucking coward. That's how you know people are cowards. Because they can't do mandates against people who aren't cowards. They have to ask. They have to make it optional. You don't put mandates on people who got heart, who will stand up against you. You don't give them mandates. You ask them people questions. We want y'all to get the shot. Okay? But you don't have to. That's how you talk to people when they are your entire workforce. Now, mind you, if you are just one person and you say, man, fuck this shot, I ain't getting it, you leave that job. They don't give a fuck. All the people have to stand up for the right to choose. This is where an argument for pro-choice should have been made. The argument should have been made in the COVID era. There's a pro-choice, for my body, my choice. That same argument could have been made for COVID. Nobody made that argument. What people did was fall in line. You might have had a handful of people that said fuck that shit, but those handful of people can be replaced. You cannot replace the entire workforce. And because you have so many sheeps and cowards out here that makes up the majority of people, then okay, let's say you got 100 people and 5 of them walk out, those 5 can go. Because those 95 people didn't stand up for themselves. And even if they would have got the shot, let's say they would have chose to get the shot, you still stand up for the right for other people to choose. Because if you get the shot, then you okay, right? That's the argument. That was the argument. If you get the shot, you should be okay. So then we should have stood up for the right for people to choose. And we didn't do that. We didn't do that. I remember when this shit jumped off, and I remember that the company I worked for were trying to broach mandates. What the truck drivers said was, okay, if you make it a mandate, then y'all motherfuckers about to come up out them offices and drive these trucks. And what they did was say, oh, never mind. Because once you forcing the people that's sitting up in the offices and filing files and doing computer shit, these motherfuckers not coming outside to work. That's why you can leverage your working power, the power of your labor. That's why you can leverage it. Them bitches don't want to work. So if you come in here and mandate these shots, because I was really, when they was talking about it, I was like, well, y'all just going to fire me. It don't make me no goddamn difference. But it wasn't me that caused them to change their mind. It wasn't just one truck driver that caused them to change their mind. It was what all them truck drivers were saying. That's black, white, so-called Hispanic. That's all the truck drivers they had. All of them was like, okay, y'all gonna do that? Well, then we getting the fuck up out of here. So they didn't. Some truck companies did mandate the shot. Did mandate that. And I was just sitting here like, all they got to do is, ain't nobody trying to drive these trucks. Like, that's not, ain't nobody trying to back these motherfuckers up. Like, you got to have licenses and get trained about it. They're not going to be able to replace you. We feel like we're too replaceable. That's our problem. It's low self-esteem. You don't sit here and got, a lot of truck drivers in particular, and I'm just talking about truck drivers, but it really applies to anything that you went and learned how to do. You went to school to learn how to drive trucks. You had to go to truck driving school. That takes 6 weeks. They cannot replace you just like that. They can't, because it takes training. Or they have motherfuckers out here destroying everything. All types of wrecks, all types of rollovers and everything. So because we do not boycott with our labor, that's why these motherfuckers are able to get over on us. That's why they're able to keep low wages. I think teachers should boycott with their labor. I have no idea why people still teach. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't know how people still teach. I don't understand it. But we don't boycott with our labor. That's the power. See, I told y'all the power was in voting, so y'all never think about your labor. Ain't no power in voting at all. The power is you boycott with your labor and stand up for yourself with your labor. With your labor. Jeremy Matthews says dependable source driving training academy in Jackson, Mississippi, where I am from, have focusing, or I think you probably meant are focusing on getting, helping women into truck driving training. Okay, y'all, some of y'all gotta slow down a little bit. Make sure you read it, and if it makes sense to you, before you send it. Okay. This last part a little confused, but I think I know what you're saying. They're trying to target women to come drive, and I've been seeing that too. That's why they're making the trucks automatics. They're taking a lot of the new truck I got is automatic. I feel like a hoe driving it. Not gonna lie. I'm used to 10 speed. I'm used to switching the gears. Got a new truck, them bitches automatic. What they're doing is they're trying to make truck driving easier, not only just for women, but also for younger truck drivers. If you saw that, what they did was they made the truck driving age, or at least they're working on it, still be working on it. They're trying to make the truck driving age 18. So 18-year-olds can come in here and drive these trucks. But one of the things that was turning people away from trucks was switching gears. You got to be able to switch them gears in that bitch. With automatic trucks, you ain't got to do shit. You press a button, you in drive, you just in drive. They're doing it to make truck driving more, easier for people so that they'll be more inclined to do it. They're targeting women with that as well. Because women wasn't trying to be switching them gears and all that type of shit. They wasn't really trying to do that shit like that. But now they're making the trucks automatics. So you ain't got to switch no gears. That's one less thing they have to worry about. I'm sitting in the automatic right now. The new truck I got is automatic. And I feel like such a hoe in there. Like, just driving, just ain't no clutch or nothing like that. And then when I first was in there, I was just over there missing, just like a damn fool over there looking for the clutch, still trying to do shit right here. There ain't nothing to be done, nigga. Relax. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell myself, like, nigga, relax. There's just nothing there. But I used to driving that stick. So now they're making these trucks automatics to make it more appealing for people to come into truck driving, because people are, truck driving it's difficult. It's difficult, still difficult. But they're trying to make it to where that women are coming to get into truck driving. Also, women are driving also more trash trucks. Okay, women are driving more because now what they put inside of trash trucks, and y'all know they got a joystick in that bitch, and a big ass little arm will come out and pick the shit up. The days of manually getting back there doing it. So even when I was dealing with having to work I was working in landfills for a little bit. I only worked in landfills for about 3 months, but what I saw was I was blown away by the amount of women garbage truck. I mean, you call them garbage men, but garbage women too. And I was amazed. I'm talking about and some of them was girly girls, like had asses and nails and shit. How they was out girly girl hair done and they got their little vest on and they ain't gotta get out that bitch. They pressing buttons. They made it to where anybody could do it. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't know women drove. I didn't know women. I felt like such a ignorant motherfucker. I didn't even know women drove. They was garbage men. Like it's. I didn't even know that. But they do. They made it to where you ain't got to switch no gears in that bitch. Just press them buttons and you send that arm out, pick it up, pull it out, let's go. That's what they did. Jack Uptone says, those gears turn me out. They turn a lot of people off, actually. A lot of these trucks are automatics now. They're making them automatics. One, they're saying they're safe for drivers so they don't have to focus on, the switching of the gears and downshifting, which is, you think upshifting is a fool. Downshifting is some bullshit. Until you learn it, of course. Downshifting is bullshit. And you can also go to truck driving school now and have an automatic restriction, which says when you get your license, you can't drive anything but an automatic. So they have an automatic restriction as well. Now I wasn't gonna do that because I felt like that was whole shit. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't want no restrictions. I want to be able to get into anything and go if I need to go. So, but that they know that those gears turn a lot of people off. But now they're getting rid of that. Yeah, they doing it. SLR coaches, Couture says an 18-year-old in a truck. That's crazy. They doing it. They let them drive cars. I mean, I mean, if they can figure that shit out, and it ain't like these truck drivers is they get into wrecks and shit. Like age don't matter about these motherfuckers. Just drive crazy. They silly. People are silly. People are silly. Gina Turner says, Rob, do you think self-driving trucks will be a thing, replacing humans as truck drivers? No, I don't think that. Not in our lifetime. No, because they were working on self-driving trucks. But the thing about self-driving trucks, and this is if you drive a drive-in, them bitches have to, self-driving trucks have to also get out of the truck. Now, mind you, they can't do this. Get out of the truck, hook to trailers, unhook from trailers, slide tandems back and forth. You know, that's a process. You got to get out and do this stuff. Now, if they make it fully mechanical, I guess, you know, maybe for some dry vans, they may be, but that's why I didn't do dry vans. Understand, when I even was taught, when I first got into truck driving school, I knew I didn't want to do dry vans. I didn't want to do reefers because all they do is bump docks. Those guys, they just bump docks. I didn't want that. So I do pneumatic tanks. A self-driving truck can't get out. You got to get out of that truck. For example, a flatbed truck. A flatbed truck, somebody got to tarp that bitch, somebody got to strap that bitch, and somebody got to make sure them tarps stay tight the whole ride. I did flatbeds for a year and a half when I first got out of truck driving. That's the first thing I did was flatbed. But I knew I was going to be in something that can't be replaced. Flatbeds, I don't see flatbeds going nowhere. Those people that drive that big, huge equipment, they got to be chained on. Those chains got to be tight. The oversized loads, those ain't going nowhere. Now, dry vans, I think they may worry. I ain't going to say they should worry heavy, but they want to maybe have more worry than I do. Because I came out in flatbeds. I knew ain't no robots doing that shit. Jumping on, I know y'all don't drive on trucks like that, but getting on top of them trucks and putting tarp on that bitch, it don't matter if the truck can drive itself or not. Somebody got to get up there and do that work. Somebody got to keep them straps tight. Somebody has to do all of that work. You got to get out of that truck and do stuff. Now, a lot of these guys that just bump docks, they don't have to get out of their truck and do anything. They just back it up. Well, they open the doors. I'm not going to disrespect the reefer guys. They got to open the, you know, either pull the door, open the doors. If that's all you got to do, then those people may be a little bit more concerned than me. I actually got to get out and do a whole lot of shit for the work that I do. Whether it's loading from rail cars, hooking up to, and, you know, in the pneumatic tank, I know y'all probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you got to do a lot of work to load that bitch up. And also a lot of work to unload that bitch. And you cannot, somebody got to do that work. And it's not easy work. You can fuck it up. So that's why I chose to doing my thing. You know, I chose the fields that I chose was because you have to get out. I didn't want to be, and one, I didn't want to be a fat truck driver anyway. I felt like the more you sit, the more I think your body just, you get big, you get gross. You know, I was determined. Like, I made a vow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I made a vow. Like, I'm not about to be out here looking like these niggas be looking sometimes. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do it. So, and because that comes from sitting and eating ridiculously all the time, I knew I wanted to be out and be doing stuff that's active outside the truck. That's why I went into flatbed immediately out of truck driving school. Immediately. That's why I did that. Because I knew I was gonna be, I was gonna be inside, or I knew I was gonna be getting outside that truck and have to do the work, and ain't no robot gonna come replace me. Yeah, JB. Yeah. He said, damn, they got their hair and nails done too. Yeah, I done seen. Now, let me tell you something. I done seen. Now, one, I didn't expect to seeing women driving them trash trucks, being garbage men, already threw me off. Seeing that some of them was bad, that really fucked me up. Because, you know, even if it's a woman drive truck, I'm expecting to see, you know, those butchy type of women and big, and some of them are, but it be some ones that's tough. I'm not gonna hold you. That's the dump truck or the garbage trucks and these big ass trucks. Be just, it's some ones that like, yo, like, tough. Not gonna hold you. Not gonna hold you. Brian says, Robert, do you see anything wrong with people who are not necessarily anti-black but indifferent? That's for all races. I'm not pro-black at all, but I'm not anti-black either. No, I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. That's your choice. We're not going to align ever, but that's your choice. We're not going to align mentally, or, you know, we wouldn't align that way, but hell no. I mean, do your thing. Be indifferent. Be indifferent. I don't think black people can afford to be indifferent, but you can be. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do whatever it is you feel like you need to do. But no, we're not doing it over at B123. We're not doing indifference. That's not how we roll. That's not how we roll over here. That's not what we're doing. Yeah, Jack, this is real. Jack said, seen some fine ones driving plenty of times. Yeah, this is real. I learned. I didn't know. I didn't know until I started driving trucks. I thought it was men drove trucks. Nah, now you won't see a lot of women doing pneumatic tanks like I do. You won't see a lot of women doing that. You won't see a lot of women doing flatbeds either, because again, they're really physical jobs. You won't see a lot of them doing that, but the dry vans and the reapers, I see a lot of women doing that. A lot of women doing that. Oh, this ain't real. So my sister's husband drive fuel trucks across the state. He making some bread too, and fuel trucks as well. They're not gonna self-drive them bitches because one, they have to get loaded up and they have to unload that fuel when they get to the gas stations. I've seen them do it. They have to unload it. They got gears and switches they gotta hit. So he don't have to worry about no automated system coming to take him out either. But she said, I wanted to drive trucks, but I'm too short. 4'11", I would get kidnapped. Ain't nobody kidnapping your ass. Like ain't nobody kidnapping you out here in these streets. I mean, when I talk to women truck drivers, actually, they don't really face a lot of that type of shit. You would think, but they don't really face a lot of that. A lot of times, men are helpful to them. They're not out here being fucked up or nothing like that. On some real shit. On some real shit. Ain't nobody can kidnap you, child. Like, ain't nobody coming to kidnap you. Ain't nobody coming to kidnap you. I mean, you would be safe. But if you don't want to do it, then don't do it. But you'd be safe. You'd be fine. You'd be fine. Okay. Brian said, I don't fully identify with black people outside of phenotype. That's okay. But you're not claiming to be 1, 2, 3 either, so that's okay. You see what I'm saying? You're not claiming what we're doing over here, so you're fine. You're absolutely fine. But y'all look, it's been 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm about to get the fuck off here. I'm happy to see that my old channel actually does go live. So at least I'll be able to go live like this on both channels. But if you're not on my Patreon, you won't be able to see my old videos. So make sure you come over to Patreon and fuck with me like that. And I'll be getting those videos over there as well. I'll be getting my old stuff. Old stuff will be over there. And you'll be able to access those videos over on Patreon. I'll probably just start at the beginning and just keep putting them over there. It'll be a lot. It's going to be a lot. But you'll have access to that stuff on Patreon. All right. I'm about to get the hell out of here. Mad love to y'all for showing up. Shout out to Team Rob. Y'all know what the fuck it is. Black first, second, and third. And there is no power in voting. Absolutely none. Okay? If there was, they wouldn't be trying to push y'all to do it so goddamn much, right? There's no power in voting. The power is in our labor. And until we realize that, we're going to be continuing to beg politicians to care about human life. And they have shown countless times that they do not. The hungry people out here, the sick people out here, the homeless people out here is proof of that. There's nothing coming from within politics at all. They've been bought off by corporations. They side with the corporations. They side with the rich. They are never, ever for working class people. And as long as you understand that, then you understand me. I am anti-system. That means Democrat and Republican, independent. I don't give a fuck who they is. If they're trying to be in the White House, then they anti-black. That's all it is to it. That's all the fuck I want to say. I will see y'all on the next one I come in here. Y'all keep up, turn your notifications on, hit the like button, subscribe, do all that hot shit. I'll see y'all on the next one. I'm out.